And Skyver, great to be with you. We got some people in the chat, a few. Why does it say 0 when I can see people talking? Why does it say I have 0 people? Hello. All right, let me try to find you here on my iPad, on my dock of iPad screens. All right, it says we got 23 people watching. Hopefully we can get more than that in here. That would be great. Oh, no, 197. I'm going to share this out as well. And let's go, everyone. Everything is slow. Hopefully I'm quick today. Hello, Snowball2. Hello, Edgar Tarley. Hello, Jay Potts and Peter Charon. Is it Charon? It's good to see you guys. Thank you for joining. I sent a link to Cecil. I want to check in on Cecil and see how he's doing. The ongoing Cecil drama, as you may or may not know, is pretty serious. I mean, Cecil has been he's been evicted from his sister's basement, and then therefore he's got to find a new place. Cecil's afraid he's going to have to lower his standard of living, and that seems to probably that's going to be the case, I think. So we all have to kind of hold Cecil's hand through this and support him and see what we can do about elevating him to the station, where he belongs, the lifestyle that he's become accustomed to. I think that's all of our jobs, and I hope you realize it. I'm still wearing headphones. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Oh, that's much better. Much better. Okay, let's see. Save Cecil, says Zoom 1975. What can we do? What can any of us do to help Cecil at this point? I don't know. Let's see. People Circus says shock. Let's see. Wyatt Saffron says releasing Cyberfrog might help. I'm trying to release Cyberfrog. It's coming. It's not like I'm holding it back and saying, no, I won't let it go. I do want to let it go. I would like to birth it into the universe. It's already finished. It is coming out. And sorry that you guys have to wait so long. I actually have it open on my desk here so that I can read it. I'm using it as reference for something else. So, it's pretty important. I'm sending it to actually a couple of people. I think at this point I want to get reviews from friends. Billy Ritchie says, let him live in your basement. I wonder if my basement is as nice as Cecil's sister's basement. I can't know. I mean, I saw Cecil's, I don't know what it was. I guess it was a yacht club or something. I don't think that was Cecil's backyard, but it was absolutely beautiful. I'd much rather live in the basement of that yacht club than in this basement. If I were Cecil, I mean, I'm perfectly content here, but I don't know. I don't know what Cecil. I don't know about the lifestyle that Cecil is accustomed to. So very good. Ladies and gentlemen, what a day today. I just got done watching Mike S. Miller's stream, and I went. I was like pissed, and Andrea goes, "You take a minute. You take a minute. You do not go on a live stream hot like that. You don't do that. You look like a bull." She said, "You got to calm down." And I said, "Okay." She said, "You don't want to go in there and you don't want to start yelling. You want to be nice. And that's who you are." And I said, all right. It's a good thing to have a good wife. It's like when you have a good wife who will kind of control your temper and kind of make you see reason before you rush in and just make a mistake. That's invaluable. I mean, that's worth more than anything. And I do have a good wife. She is fantastic and a big help and my partner. So, she said, calm down. And I went, I will calm down. And I went, I did my own thing that she does with me. Just settle. It's okay. She's like, you've got too much. You've got too much coming at you. Just cool off. And I said, I gotcha. So that's what I'm going to do. And instead of talking about, this nonsense, instead of arguing about people, instead of continuing to fight, I want to talk about better things. I want to talk about Star Wars. I want to talk about Star Wars Galaxy being an enormous, ridiculous flop. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on a regular show, and this will confuse and befuddle everyone. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is a flop. Staff hours are cut. You could have guessed this. You could have guessed this by Luke Skywalker's face here. You know what? Mark Hamill was miserable all through the making of this movie. I really believe that. I think that his attitude shone through when he had to do interviews with Ryan Johnson. And he lets you know. I mean, he was actually letting you know with his eyes what he thought of this guy and what he thought of this movie. Confirming details of my earlier report, how Disney's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is dead and may be rebranded. Now it is being said the park is a flop and that employees' hours may have been cut or have been cut. The word may is not in here, Matt McGloin. It's not in here, may. So the employees' hours have been cut. That is a definite fact, according to this article. This was supposed to save everything. This was supposed to save the world. This was supposed to save Star Wars. They said, "Don't worry about Solo. We've got the theme park. we've got Galaxy's Edge." And evidently, they did that wrong too. A report from Fox Business offers that Disney's Star Wars flops with employees' hours getting cut. My earlier report saw mention that a mother whose son works at Disneyland has seen his hours cut and attendance is way down. By the way, people like Jason Ward actually go to the park and they take pictures and they're just like, "Oh yeah, sure." And they'll look at this line. I'm going to be waiting in this line for 5 hours. I guess this park is really failing. I guess this park is really flopping. I can't explain that. All I can say is that these are the reports here. I guess Jason got there at rush hour. For the most part, everyone is saying that the park is a dismal failure, and even Disney is saying that now. The Fox report offers more of the same. Disneyland has become a bit of a disappointment. Okay. Due to the theme park employees whose hours and paychecks have suffered due to lack of attendance. The site says wait times this summer for the new Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run ride were expected to be over 2 hours long all summer, but in reality, the lines have been averaging half that or less. An employee who spoke under condition of anonymity tells Fox Business, as a result, the company has been forced to cut our hours. The need for us to work simply isn't there. It's noted employees are no longer working full-time and are working under 40 hours a week. Our hours have been cut to as low as 30 to 35 hours some weeks. And even though we have both worked for the park for years, it makes life challenging when your paychecks get cut unexpectedly, the same source explained. A worker can earn around $15 per hour. The reduced work week means a paycheck before taxes could fall from $600 to $450. I mean, that's say goodbye to groceries. You aren't eating when that happens. That's awful. And it looks cool. I mean, I kind of want to go here. I wouldn't mind standing here and being in this world. Disney World's Harry Potter Land really does manage to create the atmosphere of Diagon Alley, and they do a good job with like forced perspective and just creating the world. But what world is this? I mean, aside from the Millennium Falcon sitting here prominently, what is this? This doesn't look like Star Wars. This isn't familiar to anyone. I mean, this is some additional world to some side venture, with the Disney Star Wars film. It doesn't look like anything that's actually Star Wars, and I guess that's the issue here. The issue is, what actually is Star Wars these days? What do people consider to be Star Wars? The failing Disney movies or the classic original trilogy? I would think that this would pay homage to the original trilogy in some way other than just the Millennium Falcon here, but it doesn't, and that's, I think, people's main complaints. Darth Vader should be walking around. You should be able to meet Luke Skywalker. You should be able to meet Chewbacca, Han Solo, all of these characters. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is in trouble. The source goes on to note, as my Comic-Con source and numerous others have, that problems with the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge park ride include that it opened when it wasn't fully finished. Rise of the Resistance is delayed until 2020. Tickets are expensive. By the way, yeah, Disney jacked up prices prior to the park opening. It now costs, I think they said $150. That's the bare minimum ticket. That's the lowest price. They're going to raise it again. They're going to raise ticket prices again for Rise of the Resistance. The news of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Disney Parks seeing an attendance decline was learned when Disney released its company quarterly earnings report. And I was talking to a friend who has stock in Disney, and it's like he just got like a bing on his phone, and it was like, holy shit, my Disney stock just dropped by 5%. Saw its stock price not meeting expected numbers. In addition to once again learning that Star Wars merchandise, of course, is on the decline. And we're seeing people on Twitter who are posting pictures of what their stores look like, what Star Wars merchandise looks like where they are. And it just looks so sad. I mean, it isn't, it's just not Star Wars. It doesn't have that same bombast, it doesn't have that same feeling of ubiquitousness. And you don't want this garbage. They make so much garbage. Bloomberg also reports the kids are no longer into the franchise. Regarding a possible rebrand, it is rumored that if Star Wars Galaxy's Edge doesn't pick up by February 2020, Disney will rebrand it as Aladdin. You've got to be kidding me. You have 6 months. You have 6 months. We're tearing down the Millennium Falcon, and we're going to make this look like Aladdin. Wow, that can't be true. That is absolute insanity. Oh my God. Welcome, everybody. We got 922 people here. Perth Comics says Disney has a reverse Midas touch. Something like that. That is absolutely insane. They spent so much time on Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And if they're already talking about turning that park into Aladdin, I mean, that's admission of failure in a big, big way. It's crazy. Spirits Car says Bob Iger is an Illuminati stooge. Social engineering is more important than profits. Yeah, I mean, that is, I think that's where they went wrong. All right, look, I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Disney committed an unpardonable sin. I mean, when they got the Star Wars franchise, I really feel like history will condemn them for this. And this is just totally and completely unforgivable. They had a chance to get Han, Luke, and Leia together. They had a very limited window to make that happen. In fact, they paid Harrison Ford something like $60 million to appear in The Force Awakens, knowing that he would never want to do it again and knowing that they were going to kill the character. So they had this window and they didn't do it. And I think the reason why they didn't do it is because they didn't think it was that important. They really were using the old trilogy characters, the real Star Wars heroes, as props, as bait to get people into the theaters to experience and enjoy Rey, Finn, and Poe, who are the blandest characters in the world. So they used our guys. They basically disgraced and murdered them. And then they did something which, again, is just unpardonable. Unpardonable. I can't believe it. One of these days, and I compare this to the Beatles. I compare it to having John, Paul, George, and Ringo all agreeing to appear together, and you failed to do that somehow. Right before 1980, right before John Lennon's assassinated. We've lost Carrie Fisher. Now it can't happen. And, Harrison Ford wouldn't come back anyway. He doesn't want to ever be Han Solo again. So it's like having the Beatles willing to appear, the opportunity to have them appear together one last time, and then blowing it. It's like historically horrible. That is never going to go away. That mistake is never going to go away. Disney is screwing up left and right, and they're finally kind of coming to terms with the fact that, they have bungled Star Wars. One of my favorite websites right now, one of my favorite blogs, Disney Star Wars is Dumb, by the incredible Ichibaka. Now, they have... Itchy. I didn't see this. I didn't scroll down. I just looked at the title and went, I'm going to read this article. I can't wait. I love Ichibaka. Ichibaka and Data Racer 117 are two of the best Star Wars journalists, I think, working today. They're so good. They follow everything on social media. They keep receipts, and they keep the narrative going. They have a thread that they follow. I mean, of course, there is a bigger story that if you break it down just into little bite-sized nuggets, is not going to make sense. Just individual sins, committed by Disney and its affiliates. But Ichibaka keeps all of this stuff. And so he will create a long sort of thread and refer back to things that sort of add context to his stories. Ryan Johnson, Roundhead Ryan Johnson, prattles vagaries about his looming trilogy. They gave him, I don't know. Guy, his head is a perfect circle. It really is. His head does look like a globe. Ryan will likely win 3 political awards for his trilogy. The Observer reports on statements from Ryan Johnson. I think the fun and the challenging part of it is to dive in, figure out what's exciting, and then figure out what it's going to be, he said. We're doing something like something that steps beyond the legacy characters. What does it look like? To me, the blue sky element of it is what was most striking about it. The fact that there's nothing out there, the fact that I have no ideas whatsoever, that's the most interesting part of what I'm going to do. I know the way I'm coming at it. And what's fun about it for everyone in George Lucas's films is figuring out what's the next step. It really makes you think and figure out what the essence of Star Wars is for me and what that will look like moving forward. You have no ideas, you round-headed buffoon. Why are they going to let this guy make 3 films? Are they still going to make this let this guy make 3 films? And they haven't really come out and officially gotten rid of him yet. I mean, there's all kinds of evidence. There's all kinds of reasons to believe that Ryan Johnson is not going to be making 3 films. But he won't admit it, and Disney hasn't officially come out and said that it's not happening yet. I love the fact that we are now 4 years into Ryan Johnson's new trilogy, the plans for the new trilogy following The Last Jedi, and he still is saying the same stuff that he said before. I don't know. What's exciting about it is that there's nothing. I sat in a meeting with Kathleen Kennedy, and I told her I don't really have any ideas, but I think that it shouldn't be Skywalker related. And she said, "You're hired." And that's basically what happened. Why? Because, I don't know, he makes her feel comfortable. Is this boomer juice? Like, why is this boomer juice? People are saying that White Monster Zero Ultra is something that only boomers drink. I didn't know that. I really like it, though, so it should figure. What Ryan's trilogy will look like moving forward is this shit? 1, 2, 3 shits? Oh my goodness. What is this? Ichibaka, this is beneath you. Shame on you. Shame on you, Ichibaka. You posted a picture of shit in space. Not appropriate. But yeah, again, Ryan Johnson's still talking the same nonsense about I don't get it. I mean, they, really truly it is a cult of personality over there. Kathleen Kennedy has all these orbiters, all these bootlickers, and she just gives them work. They fail. She fails. They fail. They all fail together, and she just continues to give them work. It boggles the mind. All right, let me read some super chats here. Ooh, we got a bunch of them. Moobut says, personal point of privilege, rainbows trigger me. Laser Pants Toy Junk says, great stream on Rekida's channel last night. Yeah, I loved it. I absolutely love streaming with Nick Rekida. It's just every time I go on there, it's about drama. Mike Jenkins says, I have a tent Cecil can pitch in my backyard. Charlie's London says, I've come back over to your chat. I cannot be dealing with analyzing of last night. You made your point. You made it well. I'm probably more CG now than I was, and I didn't think that was possible. Okay, well, we can talk about that more if you want. The Sideshow Man 212 says, is Cyberfrog still at the printers? Still waiting on that team-up cover. Actually, who's going to be delivering the comic? FedEx, UPS, I think USPS. I think USPS. Yeah, it's still at the printers, but I understand that tomorrow's Friday the 15th. I'm going to have some news for you guys. The Bird of Bloodhaven says, Publix has pies, buy one, get one free. Yeah, that's a problem for me. I think getting pies, buy one, get one free would cause trouble. It's like I didn't I guess money isn't the reason I wouldn't buy 2 pies, but if you get one for free, I mean, that's you might as well take it. And then you've got 2 pies to get through. Laser Pants Toy Junk says, any work being done on the Cyberfrog action figures? No, not really. Right now, everything is all about Cyberfrog Blood Honey. Everything is all about Cyberfrog Blood Honey right now, and the trading cards are on deck. I have all of the trading cards, and I'm supposed to be writing blurbs for the back of them, and then they'll be ready to go. And we'll launch that campaign as soon as Blood Honey's in people's hands. I'm really, really anxious about it. I'm very anxious about Blood Honey because, of course, it is the source of much debate. People are like, "Where's your book? Get your book out." Yeah, I'm trying. I really want my book out. General Devereaux War Campaign says, "Hail, brother. The show is really great radio. Thank you." Dallas Deadeye says, "Okay, I'm out. I'm going to go watch Mike's stream." David Sutherland says, "Thank you. Keep up your daily workouts." Kay Brady says, "Maybe Disney should enact the same strategy they did with Marvel movies and pay a lot of people to go to the park so it looks really exciting and successful." Unhinged Crank says, "I started a fight with my family, granny, and babies and strollers. Need to change the name to Star Wars Toontown." Harry Bergeron says, "I've worked at Disneyland for 20 years and I know Imagineers. I guarantee you that rumor about Aladdin is 100% BS." Dude, it has to be. There's no way that could be true. I mean, if that's true, that is catastrophic failure. It seems more like people hoping that that's true. Concrete Leper says, "Only now 9 hours left of Graveyard Shift 2, Mail-in Militia." I wonder how that's doing. Let me take a quick peek at Graveyard Shift 2. I haven't even really promoted Graveyard Shift that much. And it's like one of my favorite books. Graveyard Shift 2, graphic novel. We've got 8 hours to go. We're at $115,395. Oh boy. Hold on a second here. This might be something I'll talk about. All right, share screen. Yeah, I'm a fan of John Malin's. I just think his work is great. Graveyard Shift Volume 2. I would like to see this go up a little bit. I think I think he did better this time than he did last time, but not by much. I would like to see him do much better. These next 8 hours are pretty important, and I think we can kind of get this thing pumped forward if we try. The art looks much, much better than the first time around. I love the werewolf. Absolutely love the werewolf. I love this guy. I think this is Dracula. I mean, it just looks cool to me. This looks cool. Colors look great too. Oh, what are we doing here? $130,000 stretch goal is Graveyard Shift sticker. Get a cool sticker featuring the Graveyard Shift logo for your guitar, toolbox, skateboard, laptop, car, sibling's face, or whatever you like. So we got to get it to 130. 140 is Drawn and Quartered Art Gallery. Are they going to put they're going to put a art gallery into the back of the book. These are all good goals. $170,000 stretch goal, secret Beat Mike stretch goal. Hint, it's another book for all backers. Another book. You're going to do another book at that point. Well, we're pretty far from that, but it doesn't mean that we can't get there in 8 hours. The last 8 hours of any campaign are substantial. I mean, that's when people come aboard and start backing it pretty heavily. So yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a little bit of maybe we'll do a little crowdfunding tonight. What am I doing tonight? Tomorrow I got a meeting, and I got to shop for the picnic. We're having a big family get together this weekend. Like 30 or 40 people coming over. It's going to be crazy. But I think I'm okay for tonight. Let's see here. Steve Payne says, "Uncle E, over under on Doug coming out." Peephole Circus says, "Can I get an E for EVS in the chat, please, Uncle E?" Trump 2020 says, "Time for you to come clean about Mitch. He wanted a MMF threesome in Arkansas. You said no. That's why he's never on the show anymore. He's exposed." You were saying this the other day. Trump 2020, are you late night comics? Are you that weirdo with the goose? Trevor Wright says, "E, I thought you were arguing too much from emotion last night. I agree with you overall, but I got to say, Doug made some points that make sense." CFan85 says, "Have you seen Catharsis on Indiegogo?" No, I haven't. I haven't seen Catharsis at all. Let's see here. No, Mitch isn't on the show anymore. Mitch, he would come on the show if I asked him. Mitch and I kind of had a parting of ways because we were going to go into business together. And I feel okay talking about this now because Mitch is talking about it. He did a video when he talked about, his business plans and moving forward. Now, initially, we spent the first half of last year, I would go to Arkansas. I was taking meetings, and we had this idea. We're trying to feel our way around and try to figure out what the best way to distribute comics were if we didn't have access to the direct market. And Mitch and Elizabeth were pretty excited because Arkansas is where Walmart is. I mean, Walmart was born in Arkansas. So they had this idea that, we could get distributed in Walmarts There are like 1,500 Walmarts, and imagine if each of them ordered 10 of our comics or 100 of our comics or something like that, we would do very, very well. And then, we would find out about other places too. But what if Walmart was like an exclusive distributor of, our comic book company's books? And, I thought that was interesting. So I took some meetings. I went with them and took some meetings. And ultimately, what I learned about magazine distribution kind of turned me off to the idea of being in those places. I didn't know anything about it. The thing about it is that you have to believe that you would have to have faith that your comic books are going to find an audience if they were in these places other than comic shops. Like, will kids pick up comic books just because they're in Walmart? Comic books about characters that they don't know. It seemed like a bit of a gamble to me. It didn't seem like the best answer to things. But it's worth a try. It's worth a try. I don't know what they're doing now. I don't know if they're still going to go the magazine distribution route. But it is worth a try. The other thing that made me kind of say, is they do want, they wanted to own Cyberfrog, and all the characters of Cyberfrog. And it would be owned by the company. And therefore, I would own, I don't know, 50% or less of my own character. But I would also own 50% or less of Red Rooster and whatever they created. We would all create IPs. Mitch had this idea of sitting back and just collecting checks on our, all of our IPs. Well, I didn't like the idea of giving Cyberfrog over to a company. I didn't like that idea. And I didn't understand that was part of the plan. I really had it in my head that what we were going to do was kind of be Image, Image Comics. We'd all own our own little miniature studios, maybe under the same central banner. But I didn't know that we'd be mixing money, like that. So I opted out of it, and when I opted out of it, I think that, I just said, it's not for me. And he said, I completely understand. And I think that was it. No, for me, there were no hard feelings at all. But maybe there were on his end, maybe not. Maybe it was just, well, we're not doing business with him, so let's just move forward. And that might have been the case. I don't know. That's just that's the way it was. Yeah, I don't want to share Cyberfrog with anybody. I understand it from his perspective. I can see what they're doing, and I wish them success. I think they have the potential to do a lot of great things. But it's not something that I want to do. And I'm not saying I wouldn't get into that business. I might, I'm not sure. I'd need to be convinced about it. Is Zach in here? What is Zach saying? Dun, dun, dun. Your boy. I don't even see Zach. There he is. Less business talk, more pixie stick eating. Yeah. No. I only ate 2 pixie sticks. We went to the store last night and we got a ton of pixie sticks. Kaylee bought a whole crate of them, like 85 pixie sticks. And so I was like, I think I haven't eaten a pixie stick in a long time. I think I would like to do that. It was good. Who buys pixie sticks? I mean, all they are crushed up. The pixie sticks are just crushed up sweet tarts. They're just ground up into powder. And that is, if you like, people are like, it's just raw sugar. It's not raw sugar. If you think pixie sticks are raw sugar, I mean, it is. It's mostly sugar, but obviously it's sweet tarts. It has a flavor to it. If it were just sugar, you'd be bored of it. Sugar isn't good. Jabba the Cook says Ethan ate the stick too. Not really, no. I cut him in half and I put him on the floor. Like when I got halfway through the pixie stick, I took scissors and cut it in half, Yeah. Do not give up the rights to Cyberfrog. I will not. I will not, Peter Charon. Who said that? James Booth. I will not. No. No, he's mine. I believe in hanging on to those rights. I think it's a good idea. Dr. Coffinell says, Jesus, Ethan, just pour sugar down your throat. It's just candy, guys. It's just candy. It's not a big deal. No, I did not snort them. And by the way, my wife was just like, "What are you doing? Why are you eating pixie sticks on Nick Rekieta's stream?" And I'm like, "Because I can. That's why. Basically, it's because I can. I could do it, and also because I thought I could get away with it. Because Nick Rekieta's show has I thought when Nick was talking, you wouldn't see me. So when Nick is talking, I'm eating a pixie stick, and then it's my turn to talk, I'm like, yeah, hi. Like I'll be already finished the pixie stick, and I'll have put it away off camera. But no, she said you could see me doing, you could see me upending a pixie stick into my face. And there are all these pictures, there are all these memes of me on Twitter with polo hats and pixie sticks. That was my. Hey, the polo hat I just pulled out of. I have a box of hats over there. And it was so embarrassing. But once I got caught once I realized that I was already eating pixie sticks on camera, I might as well just keep doing it, Now, what's the point of that? It's like you might as well just continue. Pixie Gate. It was a good time. Zach says candy is what sugar is put into. Sugar isn't candy. That is correct. That is the way you look at it. Everything is sugar. But people on Twitter were like, really, they had a controversial point of view. They said it's just sugar, and it isn't just sugar. I mean, it is ultimately sugar, mostly, but it doesn't taste just like sugar. It tastes tart, it was good. Will I eat more of them? No, I don't think so. No, I kind of want to, but I'm not going to. I bought it, like I said, I bought a crate of like 86 of them. I think it said 86 pixie sticks. They're up in the cupboard. They're not meant for me. They're meant for the kids, but Abaddon 380 says sugar is bad, Ethan. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I don't crave carbs. I mean, the thing is, a lot of people crave carbs. I don't. I have a sweet tooth. I love sugar. I love chocolate. I want pies. I definitely have a sweet tooth. I don't have a problem like with pizza and burgers and like I don't want any of that. I'll eat it, but I don't want any of that. When I'm craving things, 90% of the time I'm craving sweets. I know carbs are sugar, sugar are carbs. I was thinking about that today. I was thinking about how it doesn't matter. It's like I was congratulating myself for not being a carboholic, and I was just thinking, no, but carbs just turn into sugar. I mean, all it is sugar. I'm just getting there, beforehand. I'm beating my metabolism to the punch. And I don't have any candy down here. If some of you are thinking I have candy, I don't. I have this. I got a boomer drink, but I don't really have, no. Sugar is very addictive, says Giga Death Comic Book. I know I've kicked it before, and the way to kick it really is just fresh fruit. Because when you're eating a lot of processed sugar, you do crave more of it. You have to learn to beat it. And once you beat sugar, you don't want it anymore. It's fantastic. What I would do, and this is the best time to kick sugar is in the month of May, because you can just go and get a fresh watermelon. Go to the produce stand, get a watermelon, cut it in half, seedless watermelon, and just, I mean, like a soup bowl. I would like gorge on watermelon. And you can eat as much watermelon as you want. That's the great thing about it. You crave it. You will crave it because it's refreshing. It will quench your thirst. It is very sweet, and you will eat the whole. You can eat the whole half of a watermelon, and you won't gain any weight, and you'll feel full, and you'll kill your sweet tooth. I understand. Neomix says, or just drink water. Yeah, you could do that. You could just drink water with your life. You could just You could just, certain parts of a pine cone are edible. Did you know that? You could find the innards of a pine cone and eat that. That's a good way to get through life. But most people want to enjoy their lives. Most people want to eat like something interesting. I'm so glad I read those Star Wars stories, and I'm so glad Zach's here. I'm completely calmed down now. Do I need to read another Star Wars story? Am I getting mad again? No, I'm not. I'm not getting mad. I'm quite happy. Graveyard Shift 2, everyone. Graveyard Shift Volume 2. If you haven't backed it yet, this is it. He already made like $600 more since I showed it. I'm going to grab the link here. I'm going to put it in the description, and I want to encourage you guys. John Malin is hitting a home run derby. He's got a home run derby going on against Mike S. Miller. And it's a question of who's going to win, who's going to make the most money on their campaign. And at the moment, Mike S. Miller is way ahead of John Malin, and I don't know why. Graveyard Shift 2 right here. I'm going to put the link right in the description. Save changes. It's there now. Please refresh. And please, it's not there now. Wait, now it is. Okay, please refresh. Please go look at it. Please go help John Malin, who was heroic, who's brave, stalwart, a good guy. I've never used the word stalwart before. Did I use it right? Did I use the word stalwart correctly? Or, stalwart definition. Loyal, reliable, hardworking. Yes, I did. I got it right. John Malin, stalwart man. Okay. Who deserves your support. Absolutely deserves your support. He deserves to have his campaign make him $1 billion. But then again, even if we can't get him to $1 billion, certainly we can get him past his, he just hit 116. That's great. Certainly we can get him to 120. He's only got 8 hours left. I do want to help him get his campaign pushed forward. Why? Because all of these campaigns, all of these ComicsGate campaigns are doing better this time than they did the last time. All of them are doing better. There is a constant improvement, and that's what we want to see. What did Graveyard Shift Volume 1 do? Let me look that up, too. An itchy nose. Can I pick my nose in front of you guys? Are we cool like that? Can I just, do that? No? Oh, shit, I already did it. Oh, my God. This camera puts my nose pretty much in 3-dimensional. How wouldn't that be great if, this was in 3D and you guys just had my nose coming right at you? You guys would love it. Some people are saying, you can do it. Pick away. Absolutely. Do it. No, I'm not going to, because you know what? You guys are trying to trick me. And the minute I do it, you guys are going to meme it. It's going to be all over, it'll be all over Twitter. It's going to be a scandal. Graveyard Shift 106. Look how great this is. $106,096. Look at this right here. $10,000 improvement. $10,000 improvement. And that's just so far. And by the way, that's very similar to what Jawbreaker's God King did. It had a good improvement in the first month over the first time around. A moderate improvement, but an improvement. Like $10,000, I think, was pretty much the same improvement. And that's what we want to see. We just want to see more people backing the second time around. All right, now let me look. Wait, let me get a boomer drink. All right, so let's get this home run derby in place here. I want to find out where Mike is. Lone Star, Soul of a Soldier. All right, right here. Is that what it is? Soul? Is it? Yeah, Soul of the Soldier. How come I can't find it? Oh, here it is. It's now called Lone Star and Monster Hunt. I don't know why that is. So we've got quite a distance to reach here. Of course, Mike has. It looks like Mike's got 2 different books here. I don't really understand his campaign. I just nod and smile. $166,018 for Lone Star and Monster Hunt, but it ended. Here's where it ended: 151. So you can forget about this. You got. Was this 2 months or 1 month? I don't know how long it took him to get to 151. This was probably 1 month. $151,127. That's where we need to get John Malin to tonight. Right here. We're right here. We've got a little bit of a head start. 116,124. Can we get him there? That's a long way. That's a long way. I don't know. I don't know if I believe in myself. I believe in you guys. I don't know if I believe in me. 2 months. That was 2 months? What do you mean Mike already wins? If that's 2 months worth of wait. He's doing another 30 days. So wait, Graveyard Shift 2, this was only 1 month, or so far has it been 2 months? Time goes by really, really quick. Yeah. Past Master Dan says, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Yeah. 1 month. I don't even know what's going on. Mike was around 118,000 when he went in demand. Pert, that's not what it says. It says he was at 150 something when he went in demand. I don't know. Who cares? Let's just get Graveyard Shift 2 up and moving. Let's get it rocking and rolling. I think John Malin definitely deserves it. Oh, Umbrella Guy's here. Hey, Tug.
Hey, how's it going? I didn't know if you'd added me yet. It's weird with stream yards. I'm still trying to get used to when a guest pops in. You have to notice them.
A bell should really go off.
Yeah, I think it needs it. Actually, I upgraded though. I've got that terrible internet out in the middle of nowhere. So this actually, I can't use OBS. So this is actually a great setup.
Yeah, it is a good setup, but it is difficult to know when there are guests that are on the way in the waiting room. But one thing that's really cool is what I'm doing right now. Do you do this? Do you click on comments and show them on the screen?
Yeah, I do that, and also I upgraded to their pay level, so you can put banners and stuff like that on. And they have some. I just wanted to try it out, but like I said, I can't use OBS, so there's freeware out there for it. But I don't know, $20 is okay for me to actually put on a good show.
I refuse. I'm not paying $20 to this duck.
Yeah, well, they can look at my talking circle all the time, or they can look at like a cool banner. I'll pay $20 to look at my cool banner, man. But see, you've got your face out there, man. I mean, that's okay. I just have a talking circle.
Would you ever consider being a mask on a live stream?
Yeah, I maybe. I don't know. I'm.
What's it like? Is it hot in there? I mean,
I actually have a new mask that has fans built into it. I'm going to take it down. Somebody sent me one. They were like, hey, people could actually hear you, and I can build some fans into one. I thought, oh, all right, I'll try that. So actually, it's a lot better, yeah, because you'll suffocate in a mask otherwise.
Karate Stick says that I'm wearing a Ted Cruz mask. Do I look like Ted Cruz? If I had Ted Cruz's hair, would I resemble Ted Cruz? Be honest, Tug. You can go ahead and say so.
I do not. I do not think you would be Ted Cruz. No.
It's the nose, though. I'm pretty sure that. Hold on a second. Let me look at this. Let's look at Ted Cruz compared to me. And then people. Oh, I better give him a beard too. Ted Cruz with beard, because that's gonna solidify it. Okay, now. Oh, I mean, all right. I'm looking and I can see. I can. You know what? We have the same nose. I'm pretty sure, Tug. And you should have just admitted it.
I don't know. Zodiac killer confirmed? No way, man. No way.
Well, I'm definitely not the Zodiac killer. But look, what I'm saying is, see the nose? Look at it goes out, and then it like that.
I can see that.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Or what does? Hey, it's not me doing it. That's not me. My eyebrows jut inwards fiercely. like a warrior, like a werewolf, you know.
Werewolf. There you go.
And my face is not as fat as his either. Is it?
No. Actually, your sound died for a minute. I thought it was just on my side, but apparently it died out there in the chat too. I was like, what the heck? I thought that was on my side. I thought my bad signal caught me again.
Well, I was just asking if my face was as fat as his, and I guess it is now that I look at myself.
No, man, like I don't. Ted Cruz. I don't know. I want to turn the channel when I see Ted Cruz a lot of times. So I think you've got something better than him for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? What do you think about this? Do you think Ted Cruz's looks lost him the election?
Yeah, I could see that actually. I thought his demeanor could actually lose him an election. You know, I mean, the way he carries himself and he talks to people.
The Great White Dope says, your face is fatter, Ethan. Sorry. I guess it is. I don't know. I'm not sure. Everyone's calling me a fat face. Ethan Van Randy Quaid.
There you go. I always like that comparison. Randy Quaid.
I don't, you know what? All right. I found a picture of Randy Quaid that I legitimately thought was me. I mean, I actually did think it was me when I saw it.
That's hilarious. I thought that before. I thought, man, I could see that Randy Quaid thing. When people brought it up, I was like, all right, I see it.
Yeah. I'm fatter, balder, and my nose is bigger than Ted Cruz, says Michael. Well, what the hell, dude? I come here to feel better, Umbrella Guy. Do you think that's a mistake? Do you think I'm barking up the wrong tree? I come here to enhance my self-esteem. Yes or no?
No, I think it's perfect, actually, because you can, after dealing with people talking about you on streams, you can deal with anything. You can deal with absolutely anything.
Yeah. Last night, especially, last night was the, big epic, I wasn't expecting it to be. I didn't know what it was going to be, but Nick Rekieta invites you on a stream and you go.
Yeah.
You want to go. And I'm not selling I'm selling something. I'm selling my Vampirella comic, but I'm not really selling much of anything. I just, it's a chance to talk to Nick, whatever he wanted to talk about. And, Nick is more into talking about ComicsGate drama. By the way, I am not into talking about ComicsGate drama, so much so that I don't ever really know what's going on. And people have to correct me about things. I get notes from people saying this is happening. And I'm like, oh, that's terrible. And then they go, well, this is happening too. And I'm like, really? It is? Oh, no. And that's kind of the extent of it. And I just put together, what my theory about what was going on just a couple of days ago so that I could go onto the stream and talk to Nick about it. The source of a lot of the anxiety in ComicsGate.
I think certain people are gaslighting many pros out there and trying to cause problems, and they're, I think it's not just, I really think that a lot of minor things, they get blown up by people that want you all to hate each other. I mean, absolutely hate each other. And that's sad, man. I can't tell you guys to like each other or anything else, but damn, money makes a good salve for any issues, you would think anyway.
No, but what if you say money isn't my God? God is my God. Then what do you do? What do you do with someone like that?
Say, well, thanks for your time. I appreciate you. I'm gonna go over here and do my thing,
Yeah, God is my God too, but it's not a choice. The choice is not, between God and comic books.
Yeah.
That is not the choice that is on offer here. Obviously, God wants you to do your comic books, and God wants you to do well. God wants you to make the right choices and do comic books and make a lot of money so that you can support your family. Because ultimately, I've got to believe, I got to believe that God wants you to support your family and make them happy. I'm on Drudge Report right now trying to find stories, the weirdest stories of the day. My night with a male sex doll. They're on to you, Tug.
Damn it, man. Gotta hang it all up.
I can't. That's not something I think I can talk about here. I don't think.
I've been looking at stuff like Loot Box going bankrupt, and the new Google list that popped up, that has all the all the people that are getting throttled, including one angry gamer, the Ralph retort, and all kinds of stuff.
What is with well, yeah, but that's what everybody's talking about. I want to talk about sex robots. I don't know if you read the Drudge Report every day. I do. I read it often, not every day, but pretty often. And all they do is talk about the progress of sex robots. Like we're getting better and better sex robots. Is that wrong? Is it wrong to get sex robots?
Hey, they got priorities, man. Priorities.
Tug, don't you think it's a waste of time? What does it say about us? Put on your thinking cap. What does it say about us that we are investing this much time and energy? And when I say we, I don't mean you and me, because we haven't, like, between the two of us, what, 30 minutes have been spent on sex robots total?
42. 42. I'll go with that. No.
But other people, why are they spending so much time making sex robots, so much time and money, when they could be spending that time and money either making gigantic dinosaur robots to conquer, or the Transformers, or spend that time actually meeting real human beings? What do you think of that?
Well, I actually like the dinosaur thing, They're real human beings, whatever. But the dinosaur thing, yeah, I like that.
I like it too, because honestly, human beings are extremely inexpensive to make. Of course, that's the catch-22, isn't it, Tug? It's like you actually do have to meet another human being and interact with them in order to make another human being. I get it now.
I mean, that it's a dead art, man. Actually talking to other human beings, trying to interrelate, build a relationship. Nah, just go buy you a robot, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So that is the question. I want to know more about sex robots. I want to know why this is happening when you really don't need to. I mean, it's a long way. It really is the long way around just meeting another person and being nice to them and getting sex with a human being. That's all I'm saying. The other thing I want to say is Simon Cowell. Do you know who Simon Cowell is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What's your opinion of that guy?
He has a lot of money. He may seem like a pompous ass, but he's made a lot of money, so he must be doing something right.
He's a genius in a lot of ways. I admired his criticism. I admire that he's not afraid to tell people they're terrible. Like some people need to have their dreams crushed. True or false?
That's true, actually. Some people are terrible at things. I don't like being the person to crush people's dreams. So you got to have people out there that will do it.
Yeah, you actually do have to kind of have somebody who will say, you're deluded. You are not going to be, you don't sound like Whitney Houston. You know what I mean? You don't. And you have to find something else to do with your time. You're only, look, you suck. You're horrible. Your voice sounds like screeching chimpanzees. But the good news is you're only 11. Okay? And you have time to choose another hobby, right?
You're only 5. That's what you're only 5 years old.
You're going nowhere in what you want to do. Your stuff sucks. But yeah, the good news is, you're only you're 5 years old. Suck it up. Move forward. Find a different direction. So that's what Simon Cowell's good for. Now, Simon Cowell's made a lot of money by telling people that they are not good at what they do. I haven't made any money doing that. And I've told people that. Your boy Zach has done that, though. Your boy Zach has kind of told people they're not good at what they do, and he's made some money at it, a little bit, but not as much as Simon Cowell. And because Simon Cowell does this, Tug, you and I are both old men, Simon Cowell has gotten a ton of plastic surgery. He's almost 60 years old. Now, some scientists, the ones that are not making sex robots. By the way, I'm on the greatest news website of the year, The Sun UK. It's virtually illiterate, this website, but there is some interesting stuff. Scientists have figured out what it is Simon Cowell's face would look like if he hadn't had the billions. hold on a second. The billions of dollars of plastic surgery that he's ended up having right now. Have you seen him? He looks odd. Like I watched him last night on something.
Yeah,
Here
I
he
actually
is.
saw somebody pull up that. It does. It does look strange, man.
This is terrifying.
My grandmother had a facelift. Actually, it was the weirdest thing ever, and it looks kind of like that. You know, she's like, I just got to get my skin pulled back a little. Like, oh my god.
By the way, this poor girl had radiation burns from reading a copy of Cyberfolk Blood Honey. I hope she's okay. All right, let's see what Simon Cowell actually would look like. Okay, I guess it was a good move.
Yeah.
This is a scientific reconstruction of what he would. I think this might be cruel. You know what I mean? Is this people being mean?
Yeah, I think he looks better, actually. You know, after what he's done, I suppose.
You think he looks better this way?
Yeah. Because the other way, I mean, you know, his skin is just, you know, well, he looks older. I mean, if he wants to look odder, you can pick odder or older. You know.
I go back and forth about this too, because of course I'm planning on getting, tons of plastic surgery.
Mm.
That's
what I figured. I thought that was actually going to be one of your stretch goals. You know, you'd be like, Rainbow Blue, $300,000. I'm going to get in. I'm gonna have my face pulled back.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to get. Here's what I want to do. Of course, I want to get hair plugs. So that I can look like John Bon Jovi in 1986. That's the first thing. I'm going to get a nose job like Michael Jackson. By the way, I'm going to have a picture of my, when I go in to get my nose job, I'm going to have a picture of like Michael Jackson at the end of his life. They're going to say, what do you want it to look like? I'm going to be like, I want it to look like this. Just 2 holes in my face. Like the whole thing's gone. It's falling off.
You're going to tell them that? You're going to say, like Michael Jackson at the end of his life?
Yeah. I think they can. I mean, well, clearly they can do it. They did it to him. Why couldn't they do it to me?
Right.
What a weird elfin nose that looks like it's fallen off. People are saying, get the Stan Lee hair plugs. Oh, poor Stan Lee. No, I would like to get, because look, I mean, there's plenty of room here. We get just picture, I would tease it out too, Umbrella Guy. I'd use hairspray. So I'm
gonna go all out.
I would get hairspray. What I would do is I would do what the teenage girls did in 1988. Like I would lay on my back on my bed and like kind of flip over, like hang my head over so that my hair dangled down, and then I'd spray it, and then I'd stand up straight, and it would just be like that. What do you think?
I support this totally. I support it totally.
This is where super chat money is going. All super chat money is going into a big fund that is going to get me John Bon Jovi's hair. Like not literally his hair, but I mean hair like his.
Wow. Can you get John Bon Jovi's hair? That would actually be pretty awesome.
How much would that cost? And by the way, does he still have any?
Or maybe save some,
Miranda Anacimento says, what hair? That's the entire point, Miranda. Aren't you listening? I have to get hair plugs. So we have a plug fund. Jackie Meyer says, Tug, do not encourage this.
Hey, sometimes there are good plans that are listed, and this is actually one of the best I've heard. So I like it.
Okay. I'm gonna figure out how this happens, Tug.
Okay.
Hair plugs. Let's look at hair plugs and let's figure out okay, hold on a second here. This better not be porn. Every time I search for anything, I'm like, oh my god,
man! I was hunting for. I looked on Twitter. I thankfully it was not live, but I looked up the following thing. A person's name, their last name was Hunt, and there's a picture of them kissing a teen. So Hunt, kiss, teen. Yeah, bad search parameter.
Oh,
thankfully. Yeah, it was very bad.
You got to be careful. You can't do that on a live stream.
Yeah, luckily, luckily I pulled it down and looked beforehand.
Look, this poor girl got him. Look at her head. It was receding like this, and then look, she got that. Looks normal. Follicular unit transplantation. That sounds better than hair plugs. You know what I mean?
I like that. Mm-hmm.
What are you doing, Ethan? Well, I got a surgery, guys. I'm going in for a surgery. Well, what is it? It's a follicular unit transplantation. Oh my God, are you going to be okay?
There you go.
I'm going to be better than ever.
I got to get super chat money to help with that. You're like, oh my God, he's dying. He is dying.
Yeah, GoFundMe for follicular unit transplantation, and I would have a picture of me with my head bandaged up, and maybe you'd see a little blood through it. Like I'd look sad. Hair transplantation is a surgical technique that removes hair follicles from one part of the body, my lower back, called the donor site, to a bald or balding part. Do you have lower back hair, Tug?
I do not. No.
Upper back hair?
No. I was blessed with no black hair, so I'm good to go.
Are you serious?
Yep, I'm good to go. Yep, no back hair.
What about your ears?
No, my ears are good to go too. Yep, I've got a full head of hair though. So I'm still good to go.
Fuck you, Tug.
Actually, the most disappointing thing I ever found in my life. My granddad, I thought he had the greatest hair ever. I was like, dude, I'm gonna have that like my granddad. When he passed away, I was going through his stuff and I found his hair dye bottles. I was like, oh my God, man.
All right, so Tug is not going to have the same problems that I have. Tug can't relate. I am marginalized. Tug is not. Tug is not marginalized at all. All right, so this is what we're going to do. The technique is primarily used to treat male pattern baldness, but also female pattern baldness. Look at this. Oh, I don't want it to look like that. Oh, I don't want it to look like that at all. Oh. Can you see this? Hold on. This better not be porn. Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, my God.
Look at what they're doing, Tug.
Oh. Could you imagine going to show that off? You being so proud. Like, tell me what you really think about this. Oh, Lord.
You'd be like, Ethan, you got your head. There are stitches in your head, Ethan.
I tell you, Ethan, you would have a lot of videos that I would make about it. I'd be like, check out this mane.
I can't do. All right, let's go back. Look, if it's inexpensive, maybe I'll get stitches in my head. How much does it cost to get hair plugs? Cost of a hair transplant is highly variable and typically ranges anywhere from $4,000 to $15,000. That's not so bad. I mean, I'd be on the high end of that. I wouldn't expect. I'd go in there like with $4,000, like, right, I'm easy. They'd look at me and go, no, you are super complicated. You're the worst case we've ever seen. You are $15,000, and we're gonna have to fly in our best specialist from Venezuela. I'd be like, Venezuela. You're gonna have to pay their flight expenses and all that too. And I'd be like, shit. These costs are often all out of pocket. Most insurance companies consider a hair transplant a cosmetic procedure. Cost of hair transplants is dependent on many different factors, Tug. All right. They said that twice. How long do they last? Most people are able to return to work 2 to 5 days after the operation. So I'll be gone. I won't be doing too many. I won't be doing too many live streams. She'll be like, hey, have you noticed that there hasn't been a Comic Artist Pro Secrets live stream for 2 to 5 days? And some people are like, yeah, it's been 2 to 5 days since we've seen Ethan. What's up? And then I show up with a lion's mane with stitches in it, and then people go, what happened? You look different. I'll be like, they'll be like, are you losing weight? I'll be like, no, gaining. Well, look at this head of hair. Within 2 to 3 weeks after surgery, the transplanted hair will fall out, but you should start to notice new growth within a few months. Oh, most people will see 60% of new hair growth after 6 to 9 months. That's weird. So, Tug, in other words, what'll happen is I will get this hair, from my butt, and it's going to go on my head, and it's going to fall out. Like, it's going to be there for the first 2 to 5 days. 2 to 3 weeks after the surgery, it'll all fall out. And then you're going to be like, oh, no, it broke. And then, no, it didn't break. It didn't break. The hair follicles are in there.
It broke. That's great.
And then but it like within 6 to 9 months, that's a leap of faith. You're gonna have to sit there for 6 to 9 months. People will be like, hey, we haven't seen Ethan for 6 to 9 months. Why not? He looked like he had a lion's mane, and then he disappeared. 2 to 3 weeks later, after he had been absent for 2 to 5 days, he's gone. Like, how would I keep this a secret? People will be able to figure it out just by the timeline. How effective are hair plugs? Hair transplants are typically more successful than over-the-counter hair restoration products, but there are some factors to consider. Anywhere from 10 to 80% of transplanted hair will fully grow back within an estimated 3 to 4 months. Like regular hair, transplanted hair will thin over time, Tug.
That's kind of disappointing too, man. The more you tell me about it, the worse it sounds. Actually,
yeah, I'm not crazy about this. This sounds like a goddamn nightmare, a gosh darn nightmare.
You're like, what happened to my lines, man? It not only broke, but it thinned out.
It broke and then it thinned out again. How do you know if you have hair plugs? Wouldn't you know?
I would hope so. You wake up with these little like doll hair. Yeah, you're like, well, what are these? So
how do you know if someone else? See, that's what they're doing here. They're like, some woman is like, I'm dating this dude. He's like, I don't know, I like him a lot, but there's something fishy about his skull. Like, and he's like not the kind of guy who will actually tell me the truth about his skull. So how do I detect?
When you rub your hands through his hair and it feels like fishing wire, you're like, yeah, you get your clothes.
All right, hold on. How to detect? This is 5 minutes. I don't watch 5 minutes. Well, what?
Good God, man. 5 minutes? It's like becoming a Blade Runner or something. How do you spot a replicant?
Rice gum. I don't like that. I don't trust them. All right, so we'll go back. Anyway, how to detect a hair transplant. I guess there's a video that you could learn if you want to figure it out. If you want to see if, ladies, if you want to see if your man is lying to you about it, this is a good way. Let's see. Do you have to shave your head for a hair transplant? How does that make any sense whatsoever? How does it make any... All right, look at this. A whole lot of stuff. Does Rogaine actually work? By the way, Gail Simone used to tell me to use Rogaine.
Really?
Yeah. Because she's like, I'm a beautician. I know. She's like, trust me, get started.
Be like, it worked for me or something like that.
I don't know. She would just say, get started now. And I was like, I'll get started later. And here it is 10 years later. I mean, that's the problem. You'll listen to Gail Simone when she tells you something right away. Rogaine is considered a vacillated. Wait a second. Can you pronounce this word?
No.
Come on.
Just mumble through it. That's what I do with names that I don't understand on Super Chat. I'm just like 6ix9ine. You
don't try to pronounce them?
Yeah, I just mumble through them. I pretend that I pronounce them.
All right, let me try. Vasodilator. Vasodilator. Yeah, people are pronouncing it in the chat. Vasodilator.
Vasodilator? Is that what that is?
Yeah, I think it's vasodilator. That sounds the best, but it also sounds like a dinosaur. So I could be wrong. Like if somebody said, this is a fossil of the vasodilator, you would believe them. While the exact mechanism of work for minoxidil, and I know minoxidil from TV, from watching TV commercials, isn't actually clear. It's believed to work by partially enlarging hair follicles and elongating the growth phase of hair. With more follicles in the growth phase, you'll see more hair coverage on your scalp. All right, well, I just want to know if it's going to hurt. Is a hair transplant painful? The procedure is conducted under local anesthetic. Some patients report discomfort, but outright pain is unusual. It's going to hurt. The scalp will be tender, for a few days. When people say the word tender, do you think about like eating it?
No, I think it's going to be miserable. They usually downplay it. I think I'm going to be in a lot of pain. I don't think about eating it though. No.
The word tender means like, chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders. You're going to start chewing on your hair to see how it tastes.
Yeah. It sounds a little bit like tender. It sounds delicious, For a few days after post-surgery, and painkillers are normally prescribed. I'm almost there. I'm like 78% convinced.
Yeah, you're like fishing line, type hair. You get the void comp test, and maybe your hair will taste like pie and oxycodone.
Tug, I'm gonna need comics gators and former comics gators like yourself. I'm going to need a favor from you guys because I am going to do this, and I need you to help me.
Well,
this is the first time, and by the way, I am going to instruct War Campaign. War Campaign, I need you to reassemble. I need War Campaign by my side now. And I need your help. And I need you to create... can War Campaign create memes that, create a narrative, that drive a narrative?
I'm sure they can. I'm sure.
All right. Hail War Campaign. What I need you guys to do is I need you guys to prepare yourselves to spread the narrative that my hair always looked like that. When I get my hair plugs, I need you guys to make it clear to everyone that there's no difference. I always look like that. Ethan's hair looks good today, like it usually does. And I need this spread throughout all of comicdom. Okay? And War Campaign, if you can do this, all is forgiven. That's going to get clipped, Umbrella.
You know it is.
Oh, it'll be good. I believe this. Terry, begin typing. That is right. Terry, do not stop typing. We need you to type. We need hair ops.
Ethan controls War Campaign confirmed. Man, I'm looking forward to that, actually.
I'm wearing my Caesar shirt. Almost psychically. Like I'm ready to command. I'm commanding people through my Caesar shirt. Now they see it and they can tell that, hail Caesar. A lot of War Campaign people in the chat are agreeing to do this. Everybody be scared. Everybody be afraid. What's going on? I got a Bing just now. That was Donald Trump. President Trump, huge announcement tonight, but I'm telling you first, Ethan. We're now selling 2020 Keep America Great hats. Get yours first. That's the president. He texts me personally.
Man, that's exciting stuff right there. I thought you maybe had an easy bake oven or something.
That's what it sounded like. A little bit like, yeah, like my miniature cake is done. That was cooked by a light bulb. Those cakes cook things with light bulbs, Tug.
Yeah, I remember those actually. I remember like my stepsister having one and thinking, my God, this is going to be the greatest. But no.
Yeah, they weren't that good. I'm not sure that they were worth the time.
They definitely weren't worth they definitely weren't worth the money.
It's reassuring. I think I'm having. Okay, I'm back. Little problem there. Right. Tug, I set the house on fire with a light bulb when I was a kid. I mean, not the whole house, but a house. Okay, it was a little. All right. I stayed home from school. I had the Mego Wizard of Oz toys. All right. And what I did was I took the heads off the Mego. I took the head off the Mego scarecrow, popped it off, and I took the shade off my lamp. And I put the scarecrow head on top of the light bulb. And it was cool. It lit up, like you would imagine. The scarecrow's face lit up, but it also started to melt.
That's horrifying.
So I said, but you know what? Like, it was worth it. Like, even though the scarecrow's head melted, it was worth it. And it's melting into the light bulb, and it's starting to smell a little funny, and I'm starting to taste copper. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No wonder you thought it was worth it, though. You were probably high on fumes that were probably killing you. Now,
there was also another toy that was nearby within reach, and it was kind of a fabric. I'm trying to describe what it would be like. It was a child's toy. It was a baby toy, but it was like a barnyard that was made out of kind of squishy fabric material. And you could, with Velcro, you could pop open the barn door. You put the stuffed animals of the barnyard animals inside this, and you, with the Velcro, close it. And it's a squishy kind of barn. Well, I took the animals and I threw them out. And I was so impressed with the fact that the scarecrow lit up. By the way, I'm 5 years old, maybe 6, maybe 16. And I take the house and I put it on top of the light bulb, and it also lights up. Okay, like it looks good. It lights up from inside of the house, and it looks really nice. And then it catches on fire. it burned a hole through the top of it and then caught fire. My parents had to come in.
That's a tragic story, man. But it made you. It somehow made you who you are today. Is this how you lost your hair and you need a hair transplant? Is that?
You think the chemicals from the Mego? It's possible. Mego's done worse things to people.
Probably.
Yeah, I do. My first superhero drawings, and I got in trouble for this around the same time. I would take a piece of paper and I would fold. I didn't have much paper, so I would take a piece of paper and I'd have to fold it like 16 times. And you open it up, and then you get, what do you get? A bunch of boxes, right? And folded papers on the folded sheet of paper. So in each one of those boxes, I would draw a superhero that I knew. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side of the paper, because I was a curious 16-year-old, not 16-year-old, I'm sorry, 6-year-old. I drew all the superheroes naked on the other side of the paper. Anatomically correct.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not as anatomically correct as I understood.
Right. There you go.
I was a kid. And my parents found it.
Ouch. Ouch. I'm sure parents would I'm sure they enjoyed that.
Yeah. It was a problem.
You're like, the damn Mego made me do it. It made me do it.
Well, that was the thing. But the Mego dolls kind of informed my understanding of what nakedness was. I mean, I knew my own nudity, but I didn't understand everything. I certainly didn't understand what a woman looked like, except for the fact that I had Dorothy, the Mego Dorothy, and you could undress that doll. I have Tootie from the Facts of Life, made by Mego.
Man, you had some interesting tools to teach you about the ladies back then.
No, I mean now I have it. Like
I thought you meant back then or something.
No, yeah, I didn't have it then. I have it now. I had Alice from the Brady Bunch. I denuded Alice
back when I used to have one of the Golden Girls. You're like,
All right, let me read some super chats. These poor people listening to this garbage. Tug, what are we doing?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We're having fun, I think people forgot how to have fun a little bit. We're just trying to remind people to have fun.
We're just reminding people that having fun means denuding Mego dolls.
Yeah, there you go.
And setting your house on fire.
And learning about hair plugs.
Yeah. Let's see. Get Malin on and sell those hot dogs. Well, John Malin's invited on, I think. I put the link into ComicsGate, but I think John is actually on his own channel right now. Could be wrong. Boydun Yen says, I back Graveyard Shift. Can't wait to see it. Have you had the chance to check your emails? I don't know if you received mine about Vampy Cyberfrog. I think I did. I think I forwarded it on to Fulfillment. Unhinged Crank says, why would Mitch hold that against you? I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying that we were no longer really working together. Zayd Comics says, Monday starts the campaign for Magic Cop on Indiegogo, an 80s fantasy Comicsgate book for the consumer with new Jerkmonger cover. I love how you call him Jerkmonger instead of Elliot Fernandez. Can't wait to show you all. Trump 2020 said, so Mitch still wanted to fuck you. Just saying. That's not nice. This guy's late night comics, I'm pretty sure. Phil H says, I really like the idea of willpower as a superhero. Can you pilot my virgin eyes exposure to Green Lantern, Uncle A? Looking forward to Cyberfrog. F and love you. Oh, thanks. Yeah, what do you think, Umbrella guys? Is it time to start talking about like DC comics, like my own stuff, or is that really boring? I don't mean with you now. I don't want to bore you with that, but I mean like videos.
No, I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed that stuff. I don't know. I like what you cover now too. I think mixing it up, man. I miss a lot of the old artist prep stuff. I know, when I say that though, I also know that I know how many clicks that people get off that, and your channel doesn't grow when you do certain things as well. So, I do remember, I really did like, the old artist prep and hearing about all the craziness that went on at DC too.
I might do it. It might be fun. I kind of feel like talking about comics a little bit more. GK1 says, sounds like Mitch wanted your soul. All right, I got it. Boydun Yen says, I think it's better that you keep the full rights to Cyberfrog right now. It's too early to let other factors affect your formula. Yeah, it's just not a choice that I'm going to make. It's just I want to hang on to my own IP. Johnny Dollar says, I had a friend who snorted pixie sticks like cocaine. Yeah, I keep hearing this. People talk about snorting pixie sticks. Wouldn't that destroy your brain? I've never done cocaine. I don't know what it's like. I think inhaling a powder would probably hurt. That would hurt. Johnny Dollar says, ooh, we need a Cyberfrog Pez dispenser. That's a great idea. People Circus says, here's some money for your dicks habit. He means, no, not pixie dicks. Pixie sticks.
Dicks. What? Oh, Lord.
People Circus. Anthony Scott says, apologize to Tug for the mundane Matt comment. Now, holy shit, Tug, I'm so sorry. Did you hear me say that last night?
I did. I was like, no, God, no.
I just threw those two things together. I wanted to pick somebody who I was friendly with, you know, and then the first name from Gamergate that like nobody would be mad at me about. So I mashed you and Mundane Matt together. Of course, you're not Mundane Matt.
Sad world, man. Sad
world.
As
soon as I said it, like hot blood flushed through my face. Like, what a stupid. That is a stupid comment,
man. If I get to that level, I'm just going to give up what I do online. You know, I'm gonna be like, fuck this. I'm going to go do something else.
Here's the thing about Mundane Matt. Mundane Matt lies. Mundane Matt. That was his biggest problem. It wasn't just that his content was boring. Is that he was passive aggressive and he lied, and he attacked his fellow YouTubers in a way that isn't cool. I mean, you don't. If you engage in creating YouTube content, you know, people are going to comment on you. People are going to make videos about you that you don't like, and that's just the way. People make videos about me that I don't like right now, and it's like what you don't do. How you don't react. You can, if you want, you can go after them. You can make videos making fun of them or calling them liars. If you want to do that, if you want to expend the energy. One thing you don't do is you don't false flag them. You don't demand that they get taken down. You don't do any of that. You're able to do that on YouTube. You don't do that. That's like a big no-no. So Tug is nowhere near doing anything close to that. And you know, Tug doesn't lie.
I just don't care if people make videos about me. I like to be honest, you know, they can do what they want. You know, it's I've never understood that, you know, setting up something to find out when a video comes out about you, like Mundane Matt did. I mean, God. And then I don't know. I watched all that stuff happen and flame out. It was, wow, what a shit show. What a shit show. He tried to, he tried to get involved in Weeb Wars, and we just made fun of him till he went away.
What did he do? How did he try to get involved in Weeb Wars?
He actually said, he started talking about, I've got sources that confirm that some of these stories about Vic Mignogna are true. I'm like, you don't have any sources, man. You know, and then he's tried to be on both sides of it, but you know, he always picks the wrong side. So he started out on the anti-Vic Mignogna side of it, and I don't know. I mocked him quite a bit, and then he got mad and he tried to talk shit a little bit, and then he blocked me and went away.
He picked the wrong side in Star Wars. He came after us. We were doing the High Council show, and he was just like, "What the fuck do you guys want? Disney's giving you everything that you want on Star Wars." I was like, don't do that. You know, I mean, there's an idea that like if you just pick the wrong side, if you pick the opposite side, you're going to get some clicks just out of outrage. But I don't think that's the way YouTube works. I don't think people want to listen to unpopular opinions. I think people on YouTube tend to want to listen to opinions that they themselves agree with. I know that I do. I don't seek out far left wingers to hear what they have to say. I'm not interested. I'm interested in hearing people speak about things that I already believe in. And Mundane Matt, I think, he chose to side with Disney during the Star Wars, like Last Jedi, you idiot. It's like that basically like turned off a huge swath of potential fans. And then he, I don't know, I think he was just floundering around.
Well, I mean, he's done that so many times, though. I would give him credit for the wanting outrage, but man, that's a lot of credit to give the guy. I think he just ends up on the wrong side of stuff all the time. Yeah. He was talking about how, like with the Vic Mignogna stuff, he talked about how Gunn, those comments out there, you got to give Gunn a break. You got to give that. But Vic Mignogna, oh my God, you judge every comment he says. You have to have some kind of standard and consistency, but that guy doesn't.
Captain F Head Square Go. Thanks for £1. Boyd and Yen says natural sugars are much better for you. Fruits. Yeah, that's what I think too. But people then will go, yeah, but those are sugars too. So Amateur Anth says, instead of Caesar, I'm going to start calling you diabetes. LOL. I don't have diabetes yet. And I got tested too. I'm nowhere near diabetes. I'm not pre-diabetic either. All right. Charlie's London says, are they like sherbet sticks we have in the UK? Pixie sticks, they're just powder. I don't know what sherbet sticks are, but it sounds like perhaps they're just like powdered candy. Rhino4563 says, hey, E, any chance you can kind of get out of the frame? I want to see the chair, you husky bastard. 5XL. Boy Dunyan says, someone else mentioned all hail Caesar diabetes. Ugh. Mark C says, it's not just sugar. There's also artificial flavors and artificial colors. Right. If you don't get the diabetes, you can look forward to cancer. Come on. Neomix said, survive cancer in December to get my copy of Cyberfrog. Thank you, Neomix. Good for you. Congratulations and God bless. Darth Bobcat says, Englewood is funded. Can we get some love? Have you seen Englewood by Micah Curtis?
I have. I talked to Micah. It was before his project came up. I had never talked to him before, so that was interesting as well.
Yeah. I'm proud of him. I think Micah Curtis's campaign looks just terrific. Yeah. Boydu Yen says the Millennium Carpet. What's the Millennium Carpet? I don't get that. Kay Brady says, Tug, wear a mask and have the Vader breathing effects and beer helmet attachments. Holy shit, Tug. Why wouldn't you get beer helmet attachments?
Yeah, that's actually sounds like a great idea. I need to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. Unhinged Crank says, EVS is crazy Randy Quaid after forced shave. Oh, I am crazy Randy Quaid after forced shave. But Randy Quaid right now has a lunatic beard. Like he is, he's got a really, really long kind of gray grizzled, beard. I mean, maybe I look a little like Randy Quaid. That's not exactly flattering. I wouldn't say that I look like Randy Quaid just because everyone else does. Man in Lunacy says, how many seats do you get charged for when you fly? That is actually a serious question. In like 2011, I weighed like nearly 300 pounds, and you feel it. Like when you're in the airplane seat, both of your hips are touching the chair rests, the armrests, both of them. You're crammed in there. And I wasn't even that heavy. I was pretty heavy, but I wasn't that heavy. I can imagine what like really, really heavy people have to do. But yeah, losing weight, like when I started running and everything, and I could actually fit into an airplane seat comfortably, that's when you notice it. Like that's like a little bit of a reward. You're just like I'm traveling all the time. I'm always on the airplane, and I'm currently not crammed into a seat. Hooray. Ash and Jackal says, hey, EVS, could you please point people to my weekly video, The Comic Hunter, for weekly recommendations, indie comic spotlights, and industry talk? Okay, The Comic Hunter by Ash and Jackal. Mark C says, I think to be a great comic artist, you have to have a bit of a narcissistic ego. I'm happy you guys can even talk to each other. I don't think so. I don't think you need to have a narcissistic ego to be a comic artist. What do you think of that, Tug?
I don't know. I think a lot of the huge talents out there. Yeah. I almost think you have to be very, very confident in yourself, because there's a lot of people people run you down every day, like all the time. And they want to take you out. You have to be confident in yourself. So I don't know how far that has to go, but you definitely have to be pretty damn self-confident.
That's kind of I think that's something that politicians have. You have to just be able to it's not narcissism. It's just water off. You have to be able to just laugh and let stuff, you have to be able to take criticism well to be a good artist. But when it comes to what you're talking about, that's just water up a duck's back. You just go, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. And you got to go, you've got to understand that like 99.9% of, the nonsense people say about you just doesn't matter. It's not true. And it shouldn't, you have to kind of shut your heart off. And the only person that I really listen to, is Andrea, you know.
Right.
Now I can
Yeah.
trust Andrea. She's never steered me wrong. So
I've been reevaluating, you know, that kind of stuff, and you know, family. If family tells you something, you're like, hey, you're doing this wrong or whatever. All right, you know,
yeah.
I tune in, I hear it.
Andrea told me I did really well on the kill stream. Like she was giddy about how I did on the kill stream.
It was good. Actually, I went back and listened to it, and it was good, man. There's some all the crazies, all the that's really, when you look at this stuff, man. I don't know. I don't know if people have gone just crazy or if it's a byproduct of Twitter. I'm not really sure, but man.
Well, when it comes to me, I understand it. You know, I understand what's going on. You know, there's a deep paranoia about me, and it's you can't talk people out of it. I think once people have decided that, you know, there is reason to be afraid of Ethan Van Sciver. What are you going to do? You're going to say there is no, I mean you no harm? How many times do I have to go, I mean you no harm? I'm not here to hurt you. But the truth of the matter is it all kind of started. It's like, look, you know, if I get to decide what is ComicsGate and what is not ComicsGate, then I need to be taken out. I mean, I got to be removed. You know, it's like no one person should be able to do that. No one person should be able to affect other people's bottom lines just on a whim. And you know, I can completely understand that point of view.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had some interesting encounters with people. I form my own opinions about people. You know, like I said, I heard crazy stuff. You know, about that mean old Van Sciver, and then I don't want to give people the impression like, you know, we hang out and have beers together or anything. But I'd never talked to you before then, and you know, a lot of people will tell you crazy things, and you know, just instead of believing bullshit, just go and ask somebody, hey, you know, is this true or is this not? You'd be surprised by how many crazy things are out there, just because, again, people, I guess, like you said, paranoia, or, you know, they think that you might actually want to damage them in some way, or God, I don't know.
Well, they go, oh, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. And you just have to kind of keep moving forward and keep just trying to do good stuff.
I don't know. I remember the people that helped me with stuff. Like I say that maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm biased as hell, but you know, if somebody helps my family out, they help me with projects or encourage my stuff. Yeah. You got to remember that stuff, man, when you move forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to think so. Raging Golden Eagle says robots versus Me Too. Who will win? Well, we will. I think that's the ultimate, like, that's the way to circumvent consent. I mean, is that, you know, talking about sex robots, is that what this is all about? Is just like people find consent inconvenient? I mean, that's what it is. I hate to sound like an SJW, but that is what that is. That's a very weird thing where people go, I don't want to have to just work out a relationship with a woman. I would rather put my wiener into plastic that looks like a woman because she can't tell me no.
I've heard some of the crazy stories you hear now, though. Like, I have not dated in a long time, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I would be afraid to date in some of today's, you know, that atmosphere, though. Maybe your robot would be easier.
You've been married a long time, though. I mean, you've been married.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been married a while.
I was married 15 years, and I was terrified to date again. But you know what was cool? Like when I was getting single. Yeah. It's like, because it's a process, you know. It's like you're getting single again. Like I got up on the treadmill, and I remember just being like angry, like running on the treadmill, just like and ripping my body up, you know, lifting weights, you know, getting out there. You know, I would go out and I actually went to a tanning salon once a week. You know, I got my hair cut every week. You know, I really worked on myself. You know,
God, do a video montage of that, man.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
and the whole thing was just like, I'm going to meet girls, and I'm going to get out there. I'm going to have fun, you know. And I met some girls, you know, and then ultimately, you know, it was all like trying to get Andrea, you know, trying to convince Andrea to marry me.
There you go, man.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I don't know. I've been happily married for a long time. So that's you know.
You would do it. The point of this is, if you needed to date, you would figure it out. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. I can't imagine like being happy with a robot.
no. Well, it depends. I mean,
It depends. Well, okay, with robots now, if you can't, I mean, what they call a robot now, no, I need something like, from one of those old '80s movies, like Runaway or something. Could it go berserk and kill you while it's getting your beer? Well, if it can't, no.
yeah, yeah. I don't want one of those. Yeah,
And man, I just ruined it for you.
yeah. But you could do it. Trust me. People are like now look at you, Ethan. Well, now I'm settled down again, much to Andrea's chagrin.
Yeah.
I would love
I
to
get
be
there too, man. When I can cook out and do other stuff like that, hey.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not trying to date nobody, just you. It's just me and you. If you want to get fat, go ahead. She's like, what?
If you want to get fat, go ahead. There you go.
Let's see. Let's see. Mark C says, I think. Oh, I read that one. I don't think you need to have a narcissistic ego. Unhinged Crank says, my girlfriend got mad when she saw scratches on my back the other day. I told her it's just from a Velociraptor sex doll. She felt better. Yeah, that's good. The scratches on the back are another thing. Like, what are you dating? Like, I don't know. I don't get that. If a girl scratched my back, I would be like, ow. Like to the point where it would leave marks. I'd be like, ow.
Yeah. She's like, hey, I'm going to go get one of those garden claws. You're like, no, baby. No.
That's something you do. That's when you're dating. Like if your wife did that to you, you'd be like, what are you doing? Like, ow.
That's what you do when you're dating. You're so that the difference is like, just falling into routine versus a garden claw. I got
yeah. Guns Down Inhale says, no bang bots. Give me some Gundams. Vince Garrett says, Ted Cruz's nose is a little biatch compared to yours. That is not true. Not at all. Yellow Flash 2 says, if I was going bald, I would just shave my head. Well, a lot of people say that. A lot of people talk about just, hey, just shave your head. I don't know if I want to do that, though, because I would look like Tor Johnson, from Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Well, he had some good movies, though.
He did have a few good movies, but I don't want to look like him. I mean, his head essentially was an enormous, veiny cantaloupe,
Escape. Oh, man. That'd be, I don't know. I just come out here and laugh every now and then because I would see it now. That's actually a bad idea.
It's inevitable that it's going to happen, but I don't need to rush it. Hey, John, how you doing?
Whoa, I'm in the show. Hi.
Yeah. Hi, you had to sit backstage for a little while too?
No, I came in pretty quick. This is, I think, only my maybe second time getting invited in on a StreamYard. So, yeah, it's a little bit different. Not used to it. Hi.
Hey, I don't know who that was. Was that aimed at me? Hi.
Hi to y'all. Looks like Ethan froze up.
I didn't know where that was going. Yeah. I actually like StreamYards though, man. I'm glad, like when Ethan used it the first time, because I've got, I've got my internet is just Boomer by default, so I've had something that's easy to run.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ethan froze up, so we're gonna have to hold down the fort here, Tug.
All right, we get to take over. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. DJD show says, "Buy John Malin's nachos and tacos." Yeah, love them.
Oh, man, he left totally. Man, we can take over. We can shill our books on here. Buy The Case of the Littlest Umbrella. Ethan Van Sciver will personally give you 3 copies of Cyberfrog. Confirm.
Whoa.
Yeah. We're going to be like, no, God, what?
Yeah, everyone check out Case of the Littlest Umbrella. You guys, did you pass 100,000 yet?
We're getting closer. I think we're at... shoot, give me 1 second. I'll tell you, like, live update. We're $1,680 away.
There you go. Awesome. Everyone get in there and get Tug into the 6 Figures Bitch Club.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
Yeah, that could happen. Well, it could happen tonight. Could happen at any moment. Art by Kyung Lee and Peter Gilmore, I believe.
Yep.
Was there a third artist?
We're gonna have Kyle Ritter color the cover, so that's. I mean, there are no other artists. I had to have Kyle. He was one of the stretch goal. I wanted that. He was my first stretch goal choice. Yeah, no, Kyle is. For anyone that doesn't know, he's probably one of the best colorists in the whole business. Mm-hmm. Like not just ComicsGate, the whole business, and everything Kyle touches really turns to gold, man. Just
beautiful, beautiful work. And he has a book out too called Starblade. So if people haven't checked that out, do so. I mean, he's drawing it. He's an amazing talent. No one knew it. No one knew the guy could draw it too. So
the dude's a good guy as well. You know, he helps out a lot of people. I mean, it shocked me by how easygoing he was.
Yeah. So real talent. And yeah, I think his campaign just went live a few weeks ago, but it's like at 50, 60,000 now. So if you guys haven't checked that out, yeah. I'll do a soft plug for mine real quick. I'm doing Graveyard Shift. We are wrapping our first 30 days tonight. We will go another 30 days, guys. So if you haven't backed it, don't worry. But I do have a goal tonight, and that's to get to 118,000. We're about $2,000 from that, and we're moving at a pretty good clip. But why? Well, 18,300, because that beats Mike Miller. When he did Lone Star and he got to his 30-day point, he got to 118,200. So we need to beat him by at least $100. So if you guys haven't backed Graveyard Shift, please do. But don't worry if you haven't. There's plenty of time to get in there. You know, hopefully at some point I'll be back on and we'll do a real hard push, because it will not go in demand. So it will, when the campaign is done at the end of 60 days, it'll be over with. But yeah, Ethan is probably stuck in the waiting room. I'm right here. I'm right here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hey, yeah.
Oh my God. I lost my internet again for a second, and I'm, nervous, quite nervous. I spent a lot trying to get this fixed. It took like a month, and all of a sudden it said my Ethernet cable wasn't working. I said, son of a gun.
Man, didn't you like drop some like serious coin to get that going, or what?
It took time and it took money, and listen, hopefully it's okay now. Yeah. Hopefully it's nothing to worry about. How are you, John Malin?
Ecstatic. So we're wrapping. I was just telling everybody in your chat that we were wrapping the first 30 days. I don't want people to feel pressured.
I do.
Well, we're going to do another 30, and then that'll be the real serious countdown. But I do want to beat Mike Miller tonight. And Mike Miller in his first 30 days had 118,200 something. So we need 118,300. So we're at a good clip. So good chance we'll make it. But with a little help from some of these guys, we could get there quicker.
We got to do it. We got to get there.
Mike's laughing at us.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
We got to get there. All right, let me get mine first of all. You can't see me, can you?
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean you can't see I'm not sharing my screen, am I?
Oh
no. We see you.
Okay, good. All right, required info. Oh, I need to. You got a T-shirt? You're doing T-shirts here?
Yeah. So that's the Graveyard Shift with the gold logo on it. You got a couple of those in the last one. What I tell everybody with that is that T-shirt, if you wear it, if I am at some place for official business, like a convention, signing, something like that, and if you are there and wearing that shirt, not that it's in your car or at the home, but if it's physically on you, I will buy you a beer that day. That is a ticket for me and you to sit down and have a conversation.
I would like a beer. I would. I mean, that sounds really good to me.
You already got it, Ethan. You're good to go.
Oh, that was the first one. I wear your shirt all the time, by the way. Your shirt is very stylish, and I would definitely like the next one. So I just backed at the $250 level. I always back. Yeah, John, I always back you at the highest level.
Well, I appreciate it, Ethan. Yeah.
I've got all of your books. I put one copy of Graveyard Shift on my rack behind me. It's right here, as you can see.
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh yeah, didn't you say you were going to start building that into a like a ComicsGate rack?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's incredible. Yeah.
Proud of you guys. Oh, Donald DeLay's here. Let's get him in here. What's up, Donald?
Hey, how's it going?
Donald, we're here trying to get Graveyard Shift 2, the graphic novel, funded beyond belief. We needed to actually do better than Mike S. Miller's effort. Can we do it?
I think it will. I think it will beat it.
It's like a home run derby. I mean, that's it's John Malin versus Mike S. Miller, and there are no steroids. Steroids? That was so freaking Jersey. Steroids.
Are we sure? I've seen John. He looks like he's done some juicing.
That's all natural.
Umbrella Guy's done some juicing too.
That I believe.
Umbrella Guy, you still here?
Yes, I just got back.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do some juicing right now, and that's the Boomer Juice Monster Energy Zero Ultra. By the way, when you drink this, 1 or 2 of these per day, Sprite or 7-Up tastes like sugar water.
Ooh.
You can't drink normal soda ever again.
Yeah, I never got into energy drinks. I feel like that was just something I didn't need to put in my life.
You need to put it in your life now, John.
I have enough
put it in your body.
Yeah, I might drink tonight. I feel like drinking tonight, guys.
Nice.
I drank.
Yeah, it's a good night to drink. 11 o'clock tonight, Jack show. Ethan, maybe you should come on.
I ruined the Jack show. I love you guys. You guys have a special chemistry. Sometimes certain groups of people work together. I'm the odd man out. I come on that show. I came on that show with Zach, and I just ruined it. So
no.
I think I did
everything better, Ethan.
Oh, John.
What? Ethan went on a show and knows how I feel now?
No, there are some good combinations. I think, me and Zach are a really good combination by ourselves. Me and John are great. Me and Umbrella Guy, all of us are great together. But there's something about Anna's kind of quiet kind of thing, like her enduring the torture of Kelsey. It's a great show. Her loving Cecil. That's an ecosystem. You can't mess with that. You got to trust me. I know entertainment. That's good stuff.
Well, we're always happy to have you on there.
I appreciate the invitation. Like, honestly, I love you guys. All right, let me read some super chats again. I was reading super chats when I got dismissed from my own stream, Donald.
Whoa.
Yeah. The internet kicked me out. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's going to be a storm.
I thought you got that fixed.
I did get it fixed. And I had no further complaints until today. Today things didn't work out quite the way I was hoping they would. All right, let me see. So I have no hair, but I have more organs than Tug. Carlo, I don't know what that means. Hold on a second.
That means I had to have my appendix and my gallbladder taken out.
Really?
Yeah. I live streamed after my my gallbladder. I made a joke to the surgeon. I was just joking about it. I was like, "Hey, can I live stream getting my my appendix taken out?" And they gave me this long spiel about why I couldn't.
I was joking, a-hole.
That's pretty hardcore.
I did the same thing. I wanted to live stream when the cops came over about when Edwin Boyette was swatted, and I had the cops come over to let them know, like, "Hey, I might be swatted, so just be on guard." And I wanted to live stream that, and the cop looked at me like, "What the hell's the matter with you?" It's like, I'm a YouTuber. That's what's the matter with me. This is entertainment for people. He's like, no. He's like, "Don't do that." I was like, "Okay."
Next time, just turn on your phone. When you turn on your camera phone, start live streaming, and put it so the camera's not on him.
Oh, just turn that like a fake, like almost like some kind of like hidden spy cam, like that guy who was picking on what's his name, Cuomo, calling him Fredo.
Yeah, put it in your dashboard, just behind your phone, like where all your equipment is, like the speedometer and whatnot. Put it right there, so it's just on you and it can't see him.
That's a slur.
I would do it.
And as a bonus, if you get shot for not pulling out your license fast enough, you have footage.
That is a bonus. I do want footage of myself being shot to death. I'd love that to go out over the internet live. Let's see. NPC 128888890 says, "Put your plastic surgery self in Cyberfrog, living in the sewers looking for skin." That's a good idea. Timecode Mechanic says, "Ethan, I want Blastback to be the official RPG of ComicsGate. It's open source, so everyone can make content for it. I want to talk about it on ComicsGate Live soon." Okay, Nathan, we'll do that. I don't know what Blastback is, but hey, guys, I was talking today about what I thought would be a pretty valuable website for ComicsGate. I mentioned it on Twitter. I don't know if you guys saw it.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was a good idea.
Yeah, we're talking about IndieCron, and I have my feelings about IndieCron are ultimately it's harmless. I just don't think it's, I don't think it's that great of an idea, because I don't think people shop that way for comic books, but I could be wrong. Mike Miller says you're wrong. I've made $11,000 off of IndieCron people. So F you. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't. What I think we actually should do, that I think would be more valuable to people, is create a listing, almost like
of all our enemies.
Yes, we need to make an enemies list.
I'm with you.
It'd be a short list. I don't have any enemies. I just have friends who don't quite understand me yet.
Mine just says Ethan.
There you go.
A lot of people's say that. But no, what we should do is when I say we, I mean not me, but you and other people should do this work, is create a website for creative people who want to work. The number one question that I get from people that I don't answer when I get a message on Twitter is, how do I find artists? I'm a creative person. I have a story. I have a script. I have this or that. How do I find an artist? How do I do that? Or how do I'm an artist. How do I find a writer? How do I find a letterer or a colorist? I think what would actually be really, really helpful is if we made a website where all of these people were available, almost like a dating site, but for creative people to meet up and make comics.
Don't like his art, swipe left.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, in a way, it would be there are so many people. There's so many like creative people, so many artists that are of varying levels of talent. But it's almost like you could ask somebody questions like, "Hey, you're a writer. How old are you? How have you worked? Whatever. Like all these various questions.
Age, and then sex, location.
Yeah. And that would match you up with someone who you could collaborate with.
Be like age, genre, experience.
I don't know. Yes. Whenever you say collaborate, I feel like there's a wink there. No wink?
Exactly. There's a literal wink. There's a literal wink.
Okay. Yeah, just make sure that when you collaborate, it's very clear who owns what.
Yes. Poor Donald.
Actually, that's good advice, though. That is for real.
Wait,
very good advice.
What was that? What's going on?
If you own it all, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, Brutus.
Yeah, some question of ownership about Brutus. I just think it would be good. Let's see. Checkpoint says, "Call it hot garbage fire. Own it." Actually, that's not bad. We should call it trash fire.
That name's already been taken. It's called digital webbing.
Oh yeah.
Digital webbing is good, man. Ed Dukeshire, good guy. That's where I got my first break. Was digital webbing.
Really?
Digital webbing presents #1, like back in 2000. It was terrible. 5 pages that I did. Everything else in the book looked great, but my 5 pages were god awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roxem says, I can only see one person. Ethan, fix this. That's because these guys don't show their faces, really. Donald should, but he doesn't. Donald usually does. There. Oh, John's showing his face.
Yo. I know these little white bleached buttholes suck, but I wanted to do a quick pro quo, Ethan. Let's see if I can. Here's one of Ethan's trading cards that I finished inking.
Dude, that is so badass.
Reminiscent of Spider-Man under the rubble, but
yeah. Look at that. So what John is showing there is I'm doing a Cyberfrog trading card set. It's like a super ultra premium trading card set, so that every pack of cards that you get is going to have 2 pieces of original art in it. So picture just buying a pack of cards and you open it up, you get a couple of cards, you get this and that, but you get at least two, well, no, only 2 original art cards, many of them drawn by ComicsGaters like us. John Malin is contributing, I think, 25 of them.
Yep. 25 cool cards, 25 cool. If Mike is doing them, mine are better.
Mike has done them. I don't have them yet, though. I hope
sounds about right.
Yeah. Wait a second. Hold on.
Yeah, Mike is always late. That's consistent with Mike. Whereas mine will be there right when they're done, on time, and ready to be packed along with the card sets. So I was pretty happy with that card. I just wanted to share that.
That is a beautiful card. Yeah, these are mine. I'm doing 200 of them. Here's one of my Cyberfrog cards. And I got to do so many, John.
Yeah.
But this is what one of my. So if you open a pack of cards, you might get one by me, and then it's signed on the back. Congratulations. Mine are exclusively green. It's like everyone else gets to do theirs in red, but mine are the hand-drawn sketch by Cyberfrog Creator series. They're all in color. So you will. Hopefully you'll buy a pack of cards or two. When we put that campaign up, I think there's good stuff. Why did you guys disappear again? I was looking at your beautiful faces.
There you go.
I turned my camera on and people were like, Donald, that was a mistake.
People say that to me every time.
Yeah. Then people think I'm black. Why does everyone think I'm black?
Well, let me picture that. Let me think about you with your voice and your black, because that's hard for me to. Your name's Donald.
The cops, so
the name Donald kind of sounds like you're black. Donald. My name's Donald. In fact,
his real name is Donald, but he dropped a D. Donald. Yeah, he dropped a D.
Why did you? That sounds very promiscuous. Dropping the D. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that true, Donald? Is your name really Donald?
Yes, I took the D off the end of it because I thought Donald DeLay sounded more pretentious when it was seen in print.
Like people want to call you Donald DeLay.
That's okay.
Yeah. Why don't you drop the first D for the next campaign? We'll just call you Arnold.
You could be Don DeLay. Don DeLay sounds awesome. You sound like an advertising executive.
No, that's my pops.
Oh, really?
Ooh. Yeah, and I don't like calling myself Don DeLay because that would mean at some point my mother has said my name during sex.
Whoa.
And that's just creepy.
Nobody else thinks about stuff like that, Donald.
Yeah.
No other junior in the world, and there are lots of juniors. So you would be Don DeLay Jr.
Yeah.
No other juniors in the world go, my mom has screamed my name during sex.
They probably should. So they would change their name and it would be less creepy.
I mean, I'm not a junior and my mom has screamed my name during sex, but probably for other reasons,
That's less creepy.
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't know about that.
No, that's more creepy. That's actually more creepy.
More.
All right, let me read some more super chats. By the way, let's take a quick look at Graveyard Shift. Graveyard Shift 2 by John Malin, who's spending the afternoon. The evening. It's 9. How is it 9 o'clock at night? God damn! I just got up a few minutes ago. I just got out of bed. What the hell is going on? Graveyard Shift 2. Oh wait. Oh, hold on a second. I can't share this because I'm afraid all right. Because I actually did back it just now, so I have to back up so nobody can see my credit card info, and I'm not going to dox myself again.
Yeah, don't do that.
Wait a second. All right, let me pull it up all over again. So sorry, everyone. What a disaster. Everything I do is a mess every day. So misunderstood. I'm a misunderstood monster, John.
Somehow it's Donald's fault.
I'd be happy to blame Donald. Yeah. I'm looking to take less. I'm looking to take on less responsibility for my own personal actions and behavior.
Well, John really is your number 2.
Whoa.
He is?
How did that happen?
Yeah, that should be his responsibility.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm the new Antonio?
Yes. For Antonio, no. Antonio, don't listen. You are still, you're still my Ed McMahon. 11. So we're at $117,194, and we're trying to get to 118,000. I'm so bad at saying numbers. And 300. That's what we're trying to get.
That's awesome, man. 117. That's great. We're on track for beating this. Or I don't know, another hour or two. Then I can chill on the Jack show. That's what I was afraid of, is that I was gonna have to be like stressing about beating Mike all night. And I'm like, oh no, man, because then I'm not gonna be able to have fun with Cecil and them. Because I'll have to I'd have to keep interrupting, be like, oh, by the way, Graveyard Shift is at, whatever. We need $500 more. So
you're gonna obliterate him. At this point, you're gonna obliterate that number. I mean, what is that? Just 1,000 and change? You're gonna do much better in 6 hours?
Yeah. I mean, it's really a given. It's really a given when you compare Graveyard Shift next to anything with Mike S. Miller on it. So
I must agree. And by the way, your cover probably helped him out quite a bit. So let's
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you did a cover for the
he
book.
renamed the entire campaign pretty much in my honor. It was Lone Star Soul of the Soldier, and then he changed it to Lone Star and Monster Hunt. And who are the monsters? Graveyard Shift.
He's actually, look at this. You're right about that. He's actually utilizing your characters to make more money than you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we can't let that stand. This cannot stand. Lone Star and Monster Hunt. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? Is this cool? Monster Hunt. How does this even work? Why, I don't understand. This was just Lone Star Soul of the Soldier, and now Monster Hunt is in there.
Yeah,
What
forget
happened?
that Soul of the Soldier thing. Let's go to the supplemental book that he's creating and just promote that.
That's what it is, right?
That's what
what's
it
going
is.
on.
Yeah, it's Graveyard Shift, Jawbreakers, and Lone Star. Oh, and Unknown Soldiers all teaming up in a supplemental book. Yeah, it's a second book to Soul of the Soldier.
This is a really good cover, man.
Thank you. That is actually inked by Mike, which is why that Nazi guy has dad bod on one shoulder. Mike drew that shoulder in. I was like, what?
He drew this shoulder in?
That shoulder, yeah.
It's wrong. There's no... All right.
It's dad bod. He gave him dad bod.
Yeah. Right here is Gone with the Wind. I saw him do this. There's my cover. What's my
beautiful.
cover? It's all right.
Badass.
Oh, no, it's all Kyle. Kyle lifted it.
Kyle really did. Kyle did
Yeah.
a great job, you know. making
Kyle's
it,
great. I mean, the guy, and that's what I was saying when you dropped out. I said, Kyle's not, the best ComicsGate artist. He's one of the best comic book colorists in the industry. Yeah.
Period. And even artists.
Yeah.
Did you
and
see
artists.
the new are you going to use that new Graveyard Shift piece for something?
Well, we're kind of late, and I am maxed out on weight. So I have one more stretch goal at 170,000, where we're actually going to throw in an extra, a new book, like a whole separate book, as a bonus for like all backers, and that is going to skyrocket our shipping rate. So I can't do any kind of variant covers or anything like that at this point. I was thinking maybe I could use it for something down the line, maybe a new cover for like second printing of maybe volume 2 or something like that. That might be fun.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to Kyle, see what he would be willing to do with it. So yeah.
Yeah, I want Kyle to keep very, very busy. He deserves to be working all the time. So anyway, Lone Star Monster Hunt is at 166, I think. Let me just see if I sold any by accident here.
Oh no.
Okay, good. I didn't. All right. So Graveyard Shift Volume 2 graphic novel. This is what we're trying to do. We're just trying to get this thing to 118. We're already at one. By the way, we're now we need $900.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now,
yep, $900. That puts us securely at 118,300, which is more than Mike. He had 118,200 and something, but I don't remember what it was. So, yeah, it's clobbering time, Mike. We're coming for you.
It's clobbering time, Mike. We could send Kyle the link. I don't know. Does Kyle? Let me see. People are saying let Kyle in the chat. Let me see. Can you guys let Kyle know? I'm going to send him the link on Twitter, and we'll have his presence here. I don't know how we'll communicate with him, but we will. He should be on the stream. I've never done it before, and
we'll let Donald figure it out. The sign language.
What if
Donald,
what's her name? Shay Zombie, I think it is. She knows ASL. Maybe she can come on here and interpret for him.
Okay, that'll be interesting. Hold on, let me see. Copy this.
I mean, I know like 10 words.
Perfect.
I know how to say it's potty time. Like
Watching his video, I know frog.
Yeah. Oh, frog. Yeah. I knew that too, but I wouldn't. I don't know. I would stumble on it in conversation. All right, let me send this over. Yeah, all the sign language I know is about having toilet accidents because Ava watches these YouTube videos about it, like, oh, it's an accident, and the woman is like, oh, it's an accident. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe I don't know it. Maybe I'm not paying attention.
Riveting.
Yeah. But that's all the sign language I know, and I don't know how many times I need to tell Kyle Ritter that I need to use the toilet, like that's, or that I shit myself, like that's, which is essentially what I know how to say.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. I know it is riveting. Let me send this to Kyle. Kyle is so awesome.
Yeah, my escape plan when I shit myself as a kid was I was at a friend's house, and when I came out of their garage, I'd poop all in my pants, and I left poop in their bathroom. I panicked, and they were in the driveway playing basketball, and I ran past them, and my brother was out there, and he said, "John, where are you going, man?" I said, "I got to go see if Voltron's on." I was gone. The next day, not the next day, but the next time I went over to the house, the dad confronted me because I panicked. I left shit on his basement floor, like going to his toilet. It was the worst. He's like, "John, if you just would have told me that you had a problem." And what I was thinking was the only problem I had was that his wife wouldn't get out of the damn bathroom. She told me just a minute. Just a minute. 15 minutes later. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. $12.34 from Jeremy Lederman, who says, just bought mine. Thanks to ComicsGate's fortitude, I'm inspired to create too. I'm finally illustrating a book on old blues musicians. My name and Insta will give a peek. Best of luck tonight, John.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, we gotta make sure that John has a has a great night tonight. I'm predicting one.
It's already great. It's already great. I'm completely happy and thankful for everyone back in the project, and good luck with your blues musician project too.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good time right there. Mm-hmm. Perth Comics says, I think Voltron is on right now.
Yeah, you can get a Voltron emoji, like running towards Voltron.
Ever since I started talking about Voltron on this channel, I feel weird about Voltron now. Remember last time we were talking about it? Like, what if there was kind of the human Voltron? That it's like.
Yeah, I think I remember something about this.
Where
like you would put people like for your arm, so you'd have one person for an arm, another for a leg, and that'd be gross.
You would put your arm up their butt, to connect. That was my issue with it. There would be one central black lion.
Yeah.
And then he would have people on his arms. Like he'd have to put his foot up someone's butt.
Mm-hmm.
Both feet.
Yeah, he had really good reach. Like he'd probably be really good at basketball.
Yeah. That disturbs me. I stopped liking Voltron when I started thinking about that. And I've liked Voltron for years, but that just struck me as really weird.
Strangely, I find it even more fascinating now.
Angry Liquid says, just back Graveyard Shift at the $75 level. Looks real bad good. Thank you for making great comics, John.
Thank you, Angry Liquid. Real bad good. Love it.
Let's check in on it now and see how it's going. A lot of people are now backing Graveyard Shift Volume 2. They see exactly what this should be. I mean, we are. Whoa! Look at this.
All right, we're getting
17,923. All right.
Heck yeah. Woo.
Nice.
Yeah, we're getting there, man. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, 1,600 backers too. Awesome. Yeah, with 2 benchmarks right there.
And you just have to get to 1,800.
18,3. Yeah, 1,803.
You're over 118,000 now. $118,008.
300 more bucks, and Mike is done. And I tell you, I was so worried because I was like, man, if for whatever reason I didn't make that mark, I mean, we're talking 6 months to a year of him never shutting up about it and being like, hey, John, remember when I beat you on that first 30 days?
Yeah, the laugh is like like that.
So yeah, thank you guys. You have spared the entire ComicsGate community from having to hear that coming out of his mouth.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, Smug Mike is the worst. You do,
Yeah.
you really do have to beat him just for that. We love Mike, but we don't want him to win and be smug. You know, that's the problem. While we're here, I'm going to just check out Bitcoin really quick because somebody said Bitcoin dropped below 10,000 yesterday. And you know, it was at 11,000 and change, and somebody said, "Oh, it's rallying now, Ethan, because you're making fun of it." But it was it got down to $9,970, and
shameful.
Well, it would be a concern of mine if I had bought in at the $13,000 or the $12,000 level, like it was sitting at.
Yeah, don't listen to Mike.
Well, I don't really, but Bitcoin is now what 10,367. So it's kind of rallying. I guess it went up about $400. You know, but look at this. Who would put their money in this?
Mike Miller, and every time it tanks, he buys more.
Imagine his daughter still another painting.
It makes sense, but it's just, I mean, when you're supposed to buy low, you know, but it's like, damn it. How low did it get? Yeah, 99, 71, 71. And, you know, that's the point where you're supposed to buy the dips and then, you know, go up. But, I mean, this is just craziness. The question is, will it get over 13,000? That is what people's concern is.
Well, I think Mike and Mitch, because Mitch is all into Bitcoin too. I think they were both like high-fiving each other on how stupid everybody was when they believed that Bitcoin was going to hit 13,000 come last Monday. Then it turned out it tanked.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Ritter has entered the chat.
Kyle.
Yay, Kyle. Yeah, it's great to have you here. Kyle Ritter. Tug just left. Tug, you don't have to do the Irish goodbye. You know what I mean? Just say goodbye, Tug, and then you can go. For goodness sakes. Tug gets preoccupied with something else on the internet, and he's quiet for a long time, and then he just disappears.
Yeah.
Is it porn?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. All right, hold on a second. We got to talk a little bit about Star Blades, and there's a reason why.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna write to Kyle in private first before I do this. And there's a little something I gotta.
Sweet nothings.
Yeah, most definitely.
Rhaegar Targaryen said, "That's not Kyle. That's Rainbow Brute."
He looks just like Rainbow Brute. You look like Rainbow Brute, Kyle. Kyle's just like. All right, hold on a second. Kyle Ritter, also known as Deaf Colorist, has joined us. He is the artist and I believe the writer behind Star Blades. Look, it's so great. Kyle is the colorist on Cyberfrog and so many other ComicsGate projects. And we kind of knew he could draw, you know, because Kyle would do pinups for people, and they were good. You know, they were good. We didn't know he could do this. We just didn't know. Like, nobody knew. He kind of kept this to himself. Kyle is the kind of guy who's kind of quiet and shy about his talent, you know, and suddenly, kaboom, he is producing work that looks like this. And Kyle, of course, like I said, Kyle is a deaf mute. So him getting out there and pounding the pavement like we do just isn't as convenient or easy for him. And hold on a second. I better copy this link and put it in the chat. And I want to talk to Kyle because I want to see there's a chance that Kyle is going to be renaming this property.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah. There's a chance that he might be doing that.
No way.
Well,
Donald, ask him real quick.
Yeah. I wish we could actually write to him. I think that would be easy.
Yeah. He's in this chat. So.
Okay.
Right
yeah. Hold on a second. Back Star Blades here. So Kyle, probably the best way for Kyle to do what to communicate with us is to just talk in the chat with him, I think.
Yeah, I think he's writing in the private chat.
Okay, so I'm going to ask him, are you renaming Starblades? And we'll see. This is an issue. Can you see it?
Nothing popped up on my end.
Really?
He wrote it in the chat on YouTube, not in the private chat for the.
Yeah. I'm writing live. I'm not writing to everybody. I'm writing to I'm not writing to us. I'm writing to. Okay. By the way, John, you have officially destroyed Mike S. Miller.
Yes.
Let's update this to just enjoy this moment. Boom. $118,763. 6 hours to go.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. That's very cool. Be sure to get a screenshot or something and at Mike on Twitter. Thank you.
Yeah. Make sure to at Mike, let him know, and then let's keep pushing this, because there's every reason. There's no reason why, in these last precious 6 hours that we couldn't actually get him past this number right here. We've done it before, John.
Yeah. With Doug, you did like a 40K stream, I think.
Yeah. We could do it again. It's possible. Anything's possible. All right, Starblades by Kyle Ritter, one of the most charming men in the world. Did Kyle answer my question or no? I don't know if he saw
I wrote him in the private chat. He hasn't answered there yet. So
okay, he's thinking about it here.
Mm-hmm.
Doc S says, EVS, you typed into the wrong chat, you boomer. No, I meant to type it there. Oh, we could do, but yeah, we could just do it in the private chat back and forth. It's just that other people can't say.
Oh, here we go. He says maybe till September 17th, 2009, if Bandai doesn't fill it out on September 17th, then possibly he'll be able to keep Starblades.
Okay, that's good news. That's good news. There was a little bit of a possibly illegal issue there where somebody else may have used the name before. And we don't know. We're not sure about that. So, we'll see. But in any case, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, it doesn't really matter what you call this. It's good. This looks incredible. I put the link in the chat so that if you haven't yet backed Kyle Ritter and his incredible book, Starblades, make sure that you do. Look at this.
It's fantastic. I asked Kyle if Star Knives might be a possibility. It looked like he had a little grin on his face. So
Star Knives.
Yeah, Star Knives.
Wow, we just got a big super chat. Sean and members of ADB had internal discussions on July. Complete ban on crypto or international regulatory agency to basket peg crypto to new ADB bond. Proposed by China, India, South Korea, part of trade war. By Mike. That doesn't sound good. I didn't understand any of that, John, except for the part about by Mike.
That's the part I liked. That's the part that stuck with me. It doesn't sound good for Mike at all. Kyle says maybe Spirit Blades.
I like that.
Yeah.
Spirit Blades, Soul Blades. Soul Blades has probably been done.
Yeah. You and Kyle are both struggling for renaming your properties. Rainbow
the Brute. Yeah, it's tough because this just lends itself to toys, and clearly, this would be, if this came out from Marvel Comics. This is the problem. This is what Kyle's doing that other companies are not. This looks like an A-list Marvel Comics project, and it's all new. These are brand new characters. This would be a Marvel Comics answer to the popularity of Green Lantern. It is. It looks similar. It doesn't look similar, but similar idea, where these guys have these kind of animated spirit animals around them that look kind of like Green Lantern constructs. Oh, it's just so good, man. It's just good.
Like the panel that doing pinups and covers and all that. That's one thing, but to be able to do the panel to panel for comic book artists is where it's all at. And Kyle does it. He does great work. Good flow, panel to panel. Everything looks really nice, man.
But here's the thing. Marvel should be looking to pick up brand new properties like this, not just monkeying with their old IPs, but creating new stuff and getting people excited, creating new heroes, This belongs there. This really belongs there. It's amazing that, and in a way, I guess it's fortunate for Kyle. It's a good thing that Kyle is going to hang on to this and he's going to own it. Marvel will not, but this is a hit book. By any standard, this is a big hit book and a brand new cool IP that kids would be into and adults would be into. It's amazing. It's amazing how, Kyle is coming up with this when the entirety of Marvel Comics cannot. The entirety of Marvel Comics could not come up with anything nearly as cool as this.
No way.
Hey, Shay said that she's still learning, but she's willing to give it a try if you guys want. It might be a little bit wonky, but
you could let her in. We have room for her, I think. Do you want to send her the link?
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay. Yeah,
I love it. It looks like it's a lot of nostalgia for me. The Silverhawks and even that bad guy with the spikes on it reminds me of Monstar. I love it, because that's how I am too. I just love digging into the well of the 80s and trying to, put your own spin on your childhood.
Absolutely.
That's what Kyle's doing. It's doing it beautifully too, man.
Yeah. So, guys, the link's in the description. I don't think very many people who are in here have officially backed this yet. I mean, we're getting backers coming in a little bit at a time, but don't miss this one. You know what I mean? Don't miss this one. This is not the one to miss. This is one that you do want to support.
Yeah, I still got to back this one as soon as I get a paycheck from the War Campaign guys or from Row. But this is like one I'm really excited for, along with Sovereign, because this looks like the coolest 80s cartoon you never got to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really want this book.
Somebody said, just share a chat window, you boomer. Okay, that's how do I share a chat window? So comments, private chat. Let me see. I don't know if you can share these. Chat privately. No. I could do, what I could do is I could just I could go, hi, Kyle, like that. And then just do this. Hi, Kyle. That's one way to do it. I don't, other than that, I'm not really sure. I mean, that's probably the best way to communicate. All right, let me keep doing that. Kyle, you are
my everything.
Why so many beards? Because we're men. Men have beards.
Yeah. Kyle's wondering what's going on. No mouths are moving. He's nervous. He's nervous.
Tappity tap.
I appreciate everyone's indulgence.
Now, can Kyle read lips?
I don't know. I mean,
can you read lips, Kyle? I tried to. Can you read lips, Kyle? Kyle.
Okay, there we go.
I think he's trying to read my lips, or I have something on my face.
All right, so Kyle's going to type something and I'm going to share it. Yeah, Gillette is not your friend. You're right. Gillette lost like $2 billion from that dumb ad campaign.
8.
Was it 8? What was it?
8.
That's crazy. What a bunch of idiots. But it was worth it. It was worth it to do that. Ridiculous.
I want to know how much their competition made.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going around I still have Shay Zombie's here. Okay, let's add Shay Zombie to the stream. Boom. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, this might make it a little easier. Here's the thing. Kyle Ritter's comic book. Shay, my name's Ethan Van Sciver. This is Don.
You are.
Don Delay, as I like to call him now. And obviously we've got Kyle in here. Kyle is obviously one of the greatest artists of our time. I think, right. When it comes to comics and fun superhero stuff, Kyle is doing work that is bowling over a lot of people, and everybody wants to talk to him. Of course, that's a challenge. So we have to work together on this and see if we can get, figure out a way to let people know. Most of what ComicsGate is, the creators actually pitching their projects themselves.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know if wow, look at this, $62,510, Kyle.
Nice.
If you could let Kyle, if you could have Kyle talk about Star Blades and why people should back it.
Okay. So, hi. Talk about Starblades. Starblades. Talk. In chat. This is super difficult because I'm still super learning, but
Yeah,
It's all right. We got Donald here.
Donald can help. Donald,
we'll make it work.
Mhm.
Seeing if
He
he's
did
typing.
to an article, Bleeding Fool, Ethan, in the
Yeah.
private chat. He said you can read from that if you'd like.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, hold on.
So that whole article thing that he did, we kind of went through to make sure that he was capturing exactly what it is that he wanted Starblades to say. And he went over it probably 2 or 3 times. So it should be really comprehensive for all of his questions and why he did it and what his inspiration was and all that kind of stuff. That's a really good resource.
So I'm going to do this like I do my normal article reads. And Kyle, if there's anything you want to add, tell Kyle if he wants to add anything to what I'm saying, absolutely do so. Okay. All right. So colorist Kyle Ritter is just having fun and making beautiful comics. Look at this. Look how good. Kyle says, I just want to put out one heck of an awesome comic book that keeps everyone excited and on the edge of their seat and coming back for more. That is the entire purpose of comic books. So Kyle Ritter started his professional career doing work for Valiant and Dynamite Comics. He eventually got a big break as a colorist for DC Comics, working with such popular superheroes as Batman, Aquaman, and Flash. He recently did some very prominent indie color work for veteran creator Ethan Van Sciver for the Cyberfrog comic book revival that Van Sciver successfully crowdfunded to the massive tune of well over $600,000. I just want to point out that it's actually $875,000.
Oh, snap.
Okay, I think that's important right now. That's, people need to keep that figure in their heads for no reason. Kyle, inspired by this current trend of creators crowdfunding their comic book projects, has decided it's time for him to bring his own creation to life through Indiegogo. And that project is called Starblades. Look at Kyle. Kyle, what happened to you? Look at your beard. This is young man Kyle. It's like
now he's back from the wilderness.
Wearing a suit, looking like a professional there.
This is not Rainbow Fruit.
No, he was telling me earlier he's been wanting to grow his beard longer, and it's just kind of stopped. So he's trying to make it longer.
Okay, all right. So I was able to chat with Kyle over the weekend to talk about his career, some of his favorite comics, and how his first crowdfunding campaign is going. This guy Chris goes, "What does Chris sound like?" He doesn't sound like a soy boy.
No idea. He was really cool.
Okay.
You want me to read the part of Chris and you can read Kyle?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Kyle.
Okay, sorry.
Kyle, from what I've learned, you've been working in the comic book industry for about 8 years with your first professional gigs at DC Comics. Tell me how you got your first break in the industry.
Chris, first, thank you for giving Starblades a shout out. I really appreciate all of the support. Hi-Fi Comics was my first job back in September of 2010. They provide supplemental work on comic books for publishers like DC and Marvel, and I worked as a colorist for part of that team. Then, in the winter of 2011, I was hired by DC Comics to work on Flashpoint, Emperor Aquaman, Flashpoint Deadman, and the Flying Graysons, Justice League Dark, and others.
Why does Kyle sound like he's giving an interview in 1954?
It's great. You've most recently been doing a lot of independent work on several crowdfund projects. Tell me how that started and what you enjoy about it.
My first indie gig was coloring Cyberfrog Blood Honey for Ethan Van Sciver. I had done a few commissions for Ethan in the past, so when he was looking for a colorist for his new book, he reached out to me. He gave me a cover to test my coloring on it. Luckily, he liked my work and decided to hire me for Cyberfrog Blood Honey. His project has been amazing to work on. The fans have been so supportive. It's also led to other connections and jobs like the wonderful gentleman Mike Miller. What the
what? All right, that's end this. End
this. Kyle doesn't know why we're laughing. Kyle's like, what is going on? He hired me to color some comic book covers for his new comic, Lone Star. I really enjoyed the level of talent working on this indie scene. It's been so much fun to work in this industry. There it is. This is some Cyberfrog. This is a great scene right here, guys. You know, he's like, hey, and Cyberfrog's like, you put a big hole in my wall. Bugs are going to get in now. And that's what he's saying to tell him, Android. And indeed, bugs do get in. Cyberfrog Blood Honey. All right. Go ahead.
When did you first get into comics as a fan?
My love for comics started when I was 4 years old. My parents would buy me a ton of paper and markers for drawing and coloring. After school, my dad would stop by the comic book store to buy me Superman and Batman comics once a week. When I was a teenager, I started reading Green Lantern Rebirth. It really inspired me to be a comic book artist and colorist. So this is all because of Ethan Van Sciver. Eventually, I traded in the paper and crayons for a Wacom, Syntec, and Apple computer. Well, thanks, Kyle.
I think it's pronounced Cintiq, but that might be your hearing disability, Ethan.
Yeah, I never heard it spoken before. Okay.
Yeah. Must have been Providence. Let's talk about your own project, Spirit Blades, Volume 1, which is now crowdfunding on Indiegogo. What can you tell us about the story?
The story has been a labor of love. There's a lot of 90s influence in the character designs, as well as the storytelling approach. The idea of the dragon that's in the story was actually something I created a long time ago, while my idea for Star Wolf came about just from brainstorming on Twitter. Everything else just seemed like an organic, natural fit. I think the primal animal element was the thing that really brought it all together. After that, everything else just sort of fell into place. What a great guy Kyle is. Okay. Eventually, within the Starblades universe, I want to explore the characters' individual backstories. I have a bunch of stories that I'd like to tell at some point. I would really like to show the story of young love between the characters Warrock and Enora and how it all went wrong. Tyrus has a past life as a master thief and how he lost his hands and how Warrock helped him escape from prison and become a hero. There is so much backstory. One of the most fun things about writing this book is that I get to keep layering in all this mythology and evolving the characters as the reader learns new things about them. Look at this art. Gosh,
that shark dude is
awesome.
my favorite looking one.
Mm-hmm.
That shark guy just looks so dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all really cool. I love the dragon dude. I like the sword.
I would draw the bear guy. I think that guy's my favorite.
The other cool thing about all of the characters is if you pay attention, they all have their star medal somewhere like integrated into their design. So if you look at the shark blade, his is all sitting right up here at his chest. And all of them kind of have it on display as like a pivotal part of their character and how they're connected to all of this, the power and everything that kind of gives them this super awesomeness.
Amazing. All right.
Amazing. What exactly inspired Starblades?
It actually came from a dream I had. I woke up and thought, I need to write this down. It also takes a lot of inspiration from TV shows I loved as a kid. There's a bit of Power Rangers, Dragon Ball Z, and X-Men in there. God, that's when he was a kid, dude. He is literally.
He is the kid, yeah.
Yeah. It even has a lot of late 90s Top Cow influence, too. In the simplest terms, it's essentially a superhero book with fantasy elements. This is magnificent. So people in the chat who are coming in, we're going over Starblades by Kyle Ritter. You can see Kyle Ritter is sitting there. You can see his label says deaf colorist. That's because he is deaf. He's a deaf mute. So he has a little trouble promoting his incredible comic book. And we have Shay Zombie is here to translate and use some sign language to communicate with him and help us to communicate back to you.
Pull her off the road to do this.
Yes. I was actually. Oh yeah, no, you're fine.
Okay.
I will stop.
Kyle actually suggested, we said, well, how do we promote this? Kyle said, well, there's a Bleeding Fool article that I like that really sums it up. So just read that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to read the Bleeding Fool article. And then if you guys have questions for him, we will answer them. Dr. Johnny A-hole says, who's the hot chick? That is John Malin. John Malin.
Thank you.
That was Malin.
I did trim up a little bit today.
You're
That's cool,
looking
Kyle.
good.
No, thank you. That's cool, Kyle. Tell me about your creative team. Are you writing, drawing, coloring, and editing everything?
I'm handling everything. I'm really working hard to give customers the best product I can. I just want to create comics to make everyone happy. That's why I created Starblades for you all. It has always been my dream to one day create a comic book, and I'm 29 years old. I'm blessed to finally get there. God damn, he's so talented. He's only 21. Or
29 years old, and I can punch and I can kick. Love it, Kyle. So tell us how the campaign is doing. Have you been surprised at the response?
The project is doing great. My fans have been so supportive, and Ethan has been there to help with a lot of awesome advice. Life is good when you have real people who love you, Chris. Love and caring make the world go round, and my world is just amazing and rocking because of real people. I'm extremely humbled by the positive response Starblades has received. Love to the people. They rock. That's you guys.
Preach. Yeah, ComicsGate.
I had to look up because I thought Ethan went off script there.
That's awesome. Are you starting to think about Volume 2 yet?
Yes. He sounds angry when he's. I picture him going, yes. Like defensive. I already have big plans for Starblades 2 and 3, but I'm keeping those details under wrap for now. Look at this. This is my favorite panel. I like his face. It's good.
I make that face a lot.
I'm making it now.
Good deal. I think your color work speaks for itself. It's beautiful, but I don't think many people know how talented you are as an illustrator in your own right. Have you done pencils or inks professionally before this amazing work that I'm seeing on these pages?
No. And then he goes on. When I was approached by the other comic book companies, they were only looking for colorists. They usually have their own team set up. So I was hired for coloring. Of course, I had been doing my own line art for fun, but I had done nothing official until now.
Yeah, bunch of idiots in this industry, man. It's outstanding work, man. I presume it's common knowledge to many that you're deaf. Your @DeafColorist social media account doesn't hide it. Can you tell me what you've done to overcome any natural challenges when communicating with your comrades? Whoa, comrades, fans, and creative team?
My parents, who were all American, capitalists, never let me think my deafness would control my life. Instead, I would control it. They helped me to keep faith in myself and my talent, and look at where it got me today. Wow, I use my computer to talk to people through email, Twitter, Facebook. It works out very well when I have to do business. Look at this artwork.
Oh, that was my favorite panel that you just passed.
Wait, which one? This one?
Where right at the very bottom one where he's sitting there holding her head and as she's dying.
Yeah.
Like I make pins, and I actually am trying to get Kyle to do pins. So I made a mock of that, and I was like, this is gorgeous and needs to be on a pin, and I'm not going to send this one to you because it's going on my backpack.
Oh,
that's actually where it is.
I thought he was headbutting her.
No, she's dying.
Oh.
Because he headbutted her.
Well, they say sociopaths have hard times, reading emotion. Yeah.
That must be it.
This looks like some of the dopest, like peak Wildstorm art here.
It looks like, to me, it just looks like Marvel in the early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
It's
definitely classic.
So tell us about your creative process. Where do you begin when you're doing your own art, from idea to finished product?
There's a lot of work that goes into art from beginning to end. Usually I do research on my computer first, whether it is looking up colors for textures of skin color or animal colors or metal colors, etc. I use a color wheel on my computer to help make the best possible pairings I can. Also, pictures with many panels on the page means that you have to be careful where you place your light source, so it will pass through the panels correctly. There are some artists who will ink where a colorist would want to apply color. So each of these things I must consider when making my own pieces.
Yeah, he's thinking through the page. Tell me about how you work with other artists that hire you to do coloring work.
I've always gotten along great with everyone. We have mutual respect for one another and work as a team. That is so, so important. The process for me usually begins after the story is written. The penciler then does the layouts, the inker goes in and works his magic, and then I am sent the pages to color. Of course, if you have the editor to review it and the letterer to help tell the story. For my part, I use Photoshop for coloring and do all my sketching and inking on Clip Studio Paint.
Another great page.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else would you like to tell our readers about Starblades and the campaign?
I want to tell people that to know it's action-packed with lots of surprises between Starblades and all the evil that's out there. Plus, I think the underwater world in the story is very, very interesting. I just want to put out one heck of an awesome comic book that keeps everyone excited and on the edge of their seat and coming back for more. Look at this. You draw some pretty nice ladies.
That's Star Babes. That's what he called the cover.
Oh, yeah.
Star Babes.
It's all the women.
Yeah.
I love Alan. I think she's awesome.
They look very German. His women look very German to me.
That lesbian grandma's hot.
Whoa.
I see none of that. Okay, so here we go.
What's next for Kyle Ritter?
Hopefully more work with Ethan. And of course, Starblades Volume 2. Definitely more work with Ethan. Definitely.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me, Kyle. I think the book looks great. Looking forward to reading the whole trilogy.
It was my pleasure. Thank you, Bleeding Full. And fans for loving all my hard work. And let's keep comic books alive and keep life real. Hell yeah, Kyle.
Yay.
Great job, Kyle. This looks terrific right here. The villains look scary. They look great.
They're amazing.
How long until Kyle has an action figure line?
These are such
not long.
Yeah.
I'm betting if everything goes well with Starblades 1, it would be a really easy sell when he launches 2 to be like, we need to check for at least limited run action figures because the designs are too perfect.
They're really, really good. And there's no reason why he couldn't get action figures. So let's get this first book out. And that depends on you guys in the chat. How much do you love Kyle Ritter after hearing that?
After hearing Ethan sound like a 1950s newsie.
Yeah, I kind of thought of myself as Don from Mad Men. And I think that Donald Draper, I think that came from you, Donald. Like, I changed your name to Don for a second, said that you sounded like an advertising executive, and that was in my brain. So that was the inspiration for my voice for Kyle Ritter tonight.
In my case, I will take credit for all the money that Kyle makes after this stream.
Well, he made quite a bit. He just jumped forward to $63,230. That is fantastic. So far, Kyle has made like, I don't know, $2,000 on this.
All because of my inspiration.
Meanwhile, let's see how Bitcoin is doing real quick here and see how that's going. Oh, it just lost $20. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, no, $25. Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. But that's how it goes. Now let's go over and look at Graveyard Shift and see how Graveyard Shift is doing. Wow, Home Run Derby, $119,458 right now.
Nice. Wow, that's probably gonna clear 120 for sure by the time the 30 days is up here tonight. Very cool. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't know. I still think we can do better than this. We're definitely going to get to 120. I think if people continue to back this comic book, 120, maybe more. I mean, I could see 125.
I'm more than happy that we beat Mike. We got 30 more days, guys. Just keep it in mind by the time we end this, because it will not go in demand at the end of the next 30 days. So,
well, since John has enough money, you can all head on over to Brutus the Badass on Indiegogo and buy that book.
Has anyone let Mike know that he's been defeated? Has Mike responded? Does he have a comment?
I hope so. He's back on Twitter, so let me see. I'll check my notifications, see if anybody did anything juicy here.
Okay, I'd appreciate that. Starblades, Volume 1. We got to get this one to 65 today. I would like to see 65. We've still got a ways to go before we, we get there. But we're selling books here. We just sold another couple of copies. Kyle's got to be happy with that. And what else? All right, Lone Star Monster Hunter. Let's see if that's moved forward any at all. No, it hasn't, John.
Sounds about right.
Okay, Bitcoin hasn't moved since then. I'm sorry. I'm going to start following Bitcoin. It's just so fun. I mean, it goes crazy. Like it's either like sinking and plummeting into the earth, or it is suddenly spiking. Yeah, very good. All right, let me read some super chats, and we'll see what people think about all of this, and find out where people stand. In the meantime, while I'm reading these super chats, please, guys, take a minute. The links are in the description to Graveyard Shift Volume 2, to Starblades Volume 1 by Kyle Ritter, and then I think I've got one of my Cyberfrog books is linked there too. Please support all of these comics. And
where's my link?
Vestige. I was thinking Brutus.
Yeah, Brutus.
I'll put it in there.
Vestige can go too, but more Brutus.
Brutus is the more important one right now. Brutus. Okay.
Always.
All right. I'll put it in there in a second. We'll talk about it. Let's see. I think I read that one. Where am I? Yellow Flash said that. Mexican Iron Man says Mexican Iron Man donation for EVS Jamaican Funky Caesar hair extensions. 12-inch lengths beyond shoulder, curly black with gold ribbons. I'm going to share my super chat link here so that Kyle can read along. I think that's a good idea. Where am I? Right here? Yeah. Okay. Norwegian Kryptonian says, funny Simon Cowell fact. He only wipes with Black Luxury 10 pounds on a roll toilet paper now. Not only is it a complete waste of money, but how the hell does he know his butt is clean? I don't know. And we've talked about this, John. We've talked about when you see a woman at Kentucky Fried Chicken or Taco Bell who has super long fingernails.
Yeah, there's no way around it.
Her butt is dirty.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or she has leftovers under her nails.
Yeah. There's no way. When you see a woman who has long, like extraordinarily long fingernails, it means she has not cleaned herself back there. That is
not properly.
Not properly. How could she? Unless it's directly after a shower, just be suspicious and do not let her serve Taco Bell burritos to you, for God's sake.
Any food.
Yeah. All right. Carla, thank you for backing me up about that, John. Carla Rose says, check out Kyle Ritter's new Graveyard Shift fan art. I'm going to take a look at that in a minute.
Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh.
It looks like Dale Keown, It's
gorgeous.
Darth Bobcat says, no hair, but you got more organs than Tug. Johnny Dollar says, EVS was all like, if I only had a brain. I want to learn to play that song on the piano. Boy Dunyan says, sorry, Aladdin Magic Carpet, Millennium Carpet. Oh, got it. That's about replacing the Star Wars theme park with an Aladdin theme park because Star Wars failed. Sean Crummell says, hey guys, new video up on random back issue comics. Ryan Magus says, I'm already seeing Photoshop pics of you with a lion mane of hair. LOL, you are the maker of legends, sir. Oh, great.
Fabio.
I'm always memed, It's terrible.
It's a sign of love.
Yeah,
I like to think so. That's what I tell Andrea. Andrea is just like, well, why? And because they love me. She's like, that they call you fat because they love you. I'm like, yeah. She's like, then I'm a fat pig. I'm like, oh, I love you too.
If you're not being memed, are you really loved?
No.
Yeah, or when you're being memed where people are putting knives in your back.
Is that love? Yeah. I could do without that kind of love.
When you're memed.
I mean, I'm military, so we're kind of assholes to each other a lot.
Of course. I don't mind it. I like it. Automata says, I don't know. You mentioned sex bots and Transformers as an either or proposition to work on. Why not both? It's a good idea. Boy Yen says, hi, John and Tug. Back to you both. Can't wait.
Thank you, Boy Nguyen. Yeah.
Charlie's London. I love Charlie's London. She's a great fan. Says busted other night. Said I was going to bed and hubby was watching the stream downstairs. I super chatted you. He called up and said thought you were going to bed. They watch together. They're great. Steve Fan 85 says, where did you get the comic stand from? Oh, it's an original. I found it on eBay, and this guy said that his father owned a drugstore in the 60s, and then this was in his basement, and he had to get rid of it. And I cleaned it up. I bought it from him for I think $300, but it was all dusty. He drove it over from Philadelphia, and yeah.
Oh, is that all you had to do to clean it up? Was wipe it down with a rag, or were you
yeah.
it?
It's rusty. I mean, the base is kind of rusty, but it still looks good. And the thing about it is that let me see if I can bring this over a little bit closer. Andrew, I love my wife. She's so good to me. She knew how much I loved my comic rack, so she hunted down these. Do you see these right here? Most don't have these. These are vintage from the early 1960s.
We can't really make out what they are, Ethan, because you're on that small window.
Oh. Okay, hold on. Well, how do I fix that?
Just
go back to
change your view.
Change my view. Okay.
In the StreamYard, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me see here. Stop sharing. What a waste of time this is for me. All right. Let me see here. If I do, okay, that. Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Yep.
Now you can see these. Okay, see these plastic. It says they're the original DC Comics bullet. Now she found one of these, and it was like $150. This little piece of plastic. But when you had an original rack like this back in the 1960s, every single one of these had one of these plastic pegs on it. Okay, that's a DC Comics. There maybe Marvel had one. I've never seen them, but since then, Andrea hunts them down, and she's found me 4 total, and they're always the same price. But
$150 each.
Yes.
Holy cow!
To be perfect, and she's done that for me. She'll be like, "Hey, I got you a gift. I found you another one," and so they all look great. Mostly, when you find these, the little clips are broken off. The plastic is kind of dead, and they break. But so this is a vintage rack. Since then, since I got this, they've made remakes of them. They've kind of made what would you call them? Fake ones. They're not fake, but they're you can get them now. They're brand new. But this was actually in a drugstore in the 1960s, and I really like it. Mine is vintage. Okay, so let's go back to this. Look at Kyle. It's so great to see Kyle. Yay! I'm so happy.
Look at that hair.
He's handsome. There's no doubt about it. Kyle.
I've been telling him he needs a haircut for like 3 weeks, and he keeps saying, I'm gonna do it, and then he never does.
Rainbow
looks like a wild man.
Yeah. Oh, replica. People are saying reproduction, replica. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. All right. So Trencher 1375 says, "Don't drink." So you know what? I don't drink very often. I really don't. Yeah, like maybe once or twice a week, and I try to get Andrea to drink too. And whenever Andrea and I we'll go. We're always running around with the kids. We're always doing stuff. We always have obligations. And then I'll break out a bottle of wine or something, or I'll say, "Can I make you a drink? Can I make you something?" And she'll drink it, and she'll be like, "Oh, thank God I needed this." And it's like we just go, "Okay, we're gonna drink and watch movies tonight." That's how wild and crazy we are. We get a little bit silly.
Wildling.
Yeah, we'll split a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, tonight feels like that kind of a night. It's like after the stress of last night, and boy was that stressful. And then the initial stress of just now, it's like ComicsGate drama sucks. I don't like it. I don't like to be a part of it. I don't like that so much of it revolves around. It seems like trying to get my attention about stuff. I really don't want to do that. And when I feel like I'm in that kind of position, I don't know. I'll answer it, but it does stress me out a little bit. So
it's a tough spot to be at. A lot of people perceive you as being the leader of ComicsGate, and so they want to throw all their problems on you or hold you responsible for their problems. It's odd. That's why when people are like, "John, you should be leader," I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
John, you should be the leader.
No, thank you. No, I love my little corner of ComicsGate. I'm completely happy there. I love the fans. I definitely don't want to have to take the knives in the back. I mean, I get them from time to time, but I really respect all the stuff you do for ComicsGate.
I mean well. I want people to understand that, and I really mean well. When I make a mistake, I make a mistake because I'm thoughtless sometimes. But ultimately, I mean well. I don't want to hurt anybody's campaign. I don't want to hurt anyone, and I want everyone to succeed. And that makes me feel good. Is when when John Malin, Mike S. Miller, and gets to 120,000. Congratulations!
Oh, all right, yes,
awesome.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
That makes me feel good. That makes me happy. And that's all I want to see. I want to see, Kyle Ritter succeed gloriously. I want to see Kyle Ritter get to $63,830. I mean,
yes,
more of that. Wow, Kyle just sold $600 worth of comics in a few minutes.
Another 1,200 something.
Kyle's got his dance going on too. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's all I want. I want people to succeed. I don't want to fight with anybody, not anybody, But I think what it is, honestly, is I scare people. And I talked to my wife about this too. And she's like, what is it? What is it? I'm like, well, okay, look, I have the biggest platform. I get the most people on live streams. So, when I say something, it carries a lot of weight. So I'm just speaking like, well, this all started with the Trump thing, the Trump comic book thing. Me just absentmindedly saying, hey, I don't think that's a ComicsGate project to do that. Yeah. That like carries the weight of 1,000 nuclear bombs to someone else's campaign. And it's like, well, if Ethan's going to be reckless like that, then, he needs to be stopped. He needs to be destroyed. Well, I don't mean to be reckless. And I'll try not to be reckless like that.
Yeah, nobody's perfect. And to put that kind of infallibility on you is not necessarily cool.
It could be cool, but it's not necessarily cool.
It could be cool.
Let's look at Bitcoin again. See if it rallied. It did. It rallied. It went back up to 61.
Yay!
All right, let's see here. Back to this. Let's see. Sean Crum. Unhinged Crank says best 4 people on YouTube here. Now 5 people. The best 5 people on YouTube.
Yeah.
Unhinged Crank says breaking news: Ewan McGregor to reprise Star Wars role as Obi-Wan Kenobi for Disney Plus. Good. We kind of knew that was going to happen. It's good that it's going on Disney Plus. I'll look into that.
Is that something live action or animation or?
Oh, see, that's a good question. I would think it would be live action though. Because Disney is Disney Plus, their streaming service. Streaming is the future. If you don't realize it yet, you're going to realize it soon because all of these big companies are moving towards that, away from television, away from anything else, and all towards the Netflix model. So Disney Plus is that's where all the Star Wars content is pretty much going to be in the next 5 years. Getting Ewan McGregor to do an Obi-Wan Kenobi miniseries is obvious. It's obvious, and I've been saying that for like a year and a half. Get that done. I'm glad they can do it. Sean Crummell says, missed my earlier super chat, sir. I think I got it by now. Eric Lavoie says, something like this exists for coders. It could be a basis for artists, freelance offers. And that's my idea, to do a website that contains...
A dating site, right.
A dating site for artists, except not dating, working together. But something like that. Downshift says, I dated a girl that had the same first and middle name as my sister. People joked that if we got married, her name would be exactly the same. That ended. Yeah, I wonder if sometimes people's last names, are, that's it. That's a deal breaker. Like I know a dude named Schitzler, and it's like, I don't know. It's like, is that like people, he's a guy, so a woman marries him and becomes Mrs. Schitzler. Is that a no? You want to? What if your last name is actually Hitler?
I would change that immediately.
Right.
Are there still Hitlers?
It's got to be.
I feel like they've probably moved away from it, most likely.
Yeah.
I would hope.
What if they didn't? What if they didn't?
Bless them. They're
firing line, or
I feel bad for Alberto Pujols. I mean, his name is Pujols, and I know it's not spelled that way, but it's like Babe Ruth got a candy bar, baby Ruth. Like, what
Right.
is Alberto Pujols going to get his chocolate bar? Probably not. Probably not.
Maybe he'll get toilet paper. Who knows? I did serve with a girl whose last name was Swallows, and at one point her rank was seaman. So she Swallows, and she worked very hard to promote as quickly as possible.
No.
Excellent.
Let's see. Anthony Scott says Lone Star, Height of a Hobbit. That's the name of the next book.
Yes.
Lone Star, Height of a Hobbit. Steve Fan 85 says I would, but I've already backed it. Gark 777 says Uncle E, seriously, where do you hide the dongs on the Lone Star cover? I wouldn't do that to Mike. Come on. Angry Liquid, read that one. Let me see. Mayor McChee says if John beats Mike, send him to the fan edition. Yeah.
Oh, send Mike to the fan edition? Yeah. All right.
That makes sense. Anthony Scott says, let's get Tug over 100K tonight. Beat Lone Star, Height of the Hobbit, and Starblades. Lone Star, Height of the Hobbit is an actual thing now.
Yeah.
Serious Nightshade said, back to Canada. I'm sorry. Back to get it $150. Someone finish it off. Boynu Dunyan says, hi, Kyle. I think you're the revelation of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Maeve says, congrats, John. You win.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone in ComicsGate and Fandom Mendes. Appreciate you. Peter
Armstrong says, it's great to see Kyle. His work is amazing. Zero Fox says, hey, Mike, I just helped mail and kick your butt. Mark 777 says, Kyle, you should make Uncle E color your projects. On second thought, you're also a better colorist. Never mind. Damn.
Whoa.
In my face. Angry Liquid says, just back Starblades at the $50 main cover level. Once again, ComicsGate putting out nothing but pure excellence. Thank you, Kyle. Yanni Hill says, EVS, just share a chat window, then you can both type and we can see. I don't know how to do that. I
don't either.
That's above Ethan's pay grade.
Yeah, I'm pretty dumb. I mean, honestly. Optimus Deadpool says Mike didn't shrink in the face of competition because he's already too short to face anyone. Wow.
Eden was burning him, I think, last night on his late night live stream. It was brutal. You guys get a chance, go watch it. It was great.
Let's see. Gark777. Kyle, how about Lone Starblades? If Mike is a good Christian, he won't mind. That's an idea. Captain F Head Square Go says Kyle Ritter is the reason I'm learning to color. How cool is that?
There you
Kyle?
go.
You're influencing people. That's really amazing. People are learning to color because they're inspired by you. Let's see. No dad bods on Starblades. Hail Kyle Ritter, says Dallas Deadeye. Cyborg Valkyrie says love Shay and Kyle. Congrats, Kyle. Love Shay. Starcast Network says, Shay, thank you for being a voice for Kyle. We at Starcast support you both. And Angry Liquid says, hey, Shay, can you show us the ink on your arm?
Oh, I can. Sorry, it's going to be a little awkward.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can blow you up a little bit here. How do I do that? Oh, well, I don't know if I can.
There's a window within her window. If you touch that, Ethan, it'll put her full screen.
Wait, a window within? Oh, down here?
Yeah.
Wait, no, let's remove. Oh, solo layout. There it is.
There you go.
There we go.
Oh, cool.
So, funny thing about this is it's actually my husband's artwork that I went and got tattooed because I'm
that much original character or what?
Yes. Yep. I told him I wanted a seraphim, but I wanted her to be badass. I didn't want an angel that's like floating on a cloud with some gauze fabric or whatever. So he drew this super badass armored angel, and he gave her a giant ass broadsword that's kind of difficult to see. But yeah, so
awesome. Very cool.
All right.
Thank you. I love it.
Okay. Oh, look, I learned a new trick. That's pretty great. All right, so let's see. Not Mike Miller, EVS. It's Gentleman Mike Miller, says Unhinged Crank. So we got to call him Gentleman Mike Miller now.
I don't know about that.
Bogus Fortune says, nope, love wins. Worked with a woman married named Virginia Ham. That's a shame. Vinny Art says,
it's not the worst.
It could be worse, yeah. Vinny Art says, can you pull up the City of Venus, Dead City, and show art? Yeah, Vinny, when I have you in, I'll do that. I mean, I'll pull up the art on that, and we'll talk about City of Venus. Hexbox says, "Love you, Kyle and Shay." Everyone loves Kyle.
Hey!
That is awesome. Look at Kyle. Let's just take a minute to appreciate the greatness of Kyle Ritter. Oh.
So mean to do that to him.
I'm not mean.
That's so mean.
Yeah, Kyle is awesome. People say, why does Kyle look exactly like Rainbow Brute? I don't know. I feel like Rainbow Brute looks, or I think that Kyle actually tried to look like Rainbow Brute. I'm pretty sure. He saw my he wanted to be Rainbow Brute. Kyle needs to put a star on his cheek right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And marker. I think that would be cool. All right, let me take another look. Yeah, he knows. He knows. Yeah.
Tell him to get a Sharpie and do it right now.
The Sharpie. Congratulations, Kyle. You just passed 64,000. And
nice.
I'm going to get Kyle to 65. Maybe
$910 more to go.
Yay.
Yeah. Graveyard Shift Volume 2 now. 120. That's a pretty looking number right there.
Beautiful number. Beautiful.
Get this moving. I mean, 5 hours left. It's possible. I think we can get to 125, in 5 hours. Maybe more, I would just love to see this actually beat 166. I know that's rare, and my voice feels like it's going to go right now. I don't know if I can stay up all night.
Don't worry about it. We got 30 more days after this. Yeah, plenty of time to completely destroy Mike Miller. And we will. We will.
Every time you say that, I laugh, and I don't want to laugh because Mike's mad at me right now, and he's going to, Well, he is. Mike's mad at me right now. I don't know what I ever did to Mike, except say create the penis meme.
Oh, yeah. Guilty, right?
Yeah. I mean, what I did, Shay, I don't know if you know this, but basically I made it a habit to go into Mike's live streams or whenever he was on mine. I would say, hey, Mike, take a look at this. And I would show him an object that kind of looked like a penis. Kind of, but, had plausible deniability. Like it, and so, Mike kind of caught on. Like at first he didn't know. He didn't understand why, this was happening to him. Eventually he sort of caught on. And I would just be like, let me see if I can find an example of one.
Like the pool that you wanted to put in.
Yeah, I wanted to put it in a pool. I said, hey, Mike, and it was shaped kind of like a penis. And he was like, I was like, what do you think of this? Or what else? What else did I do? How come I can't find anything? Did I delete all of it?
Chairs.
Yeah, there was a chair that was also kind of wang shaped. I would say, I would be like, hold on a second, I'll show you one of these.
It had like wang-shaped armrests.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, hold on.
Ethan, I have a good example if you want to share.
Okay, go ahead.
This is an image that's going around online right now. This is let's see. Did that show up?
I don't see it now.
Oh, you know what? I think I have to. Sorry, again, I'm a little off being.
Oh yeah, the dog one was good. Neil Salvin.
I think you might have to click on that, Ethan. Inside the Hangout. There you go. Marvel Portugal. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike.
So, Kyle wanted me to tell you something that oddly is actually kind of on topic. So Kyle and I had a couple bets going, and I bet him he couldn't get me to 500 followers, and he said, if I do, will you eat a banana with ranch?
A banana ranch, ew.
Yeah, so it started with another friend on Twitter who, for whatever reason, decided that corn dogs with ranch was a good suggestion. Mostly because he is lazy and doesn't know how to go to the store to get ketchup and mustard like a regular human being. And so he started eating corn dogs with ranch. I said he had a trash palate, and it turned into a dare where if he ate something that I said was disgusting, I would eat what he said was disgusting. And it's kind of turned into a thing with me, unfortunately. So Kyle, he really wanted to do one if he could get me to 500, and I said fine. If he could get me to 500, he could pick whatever he wanted. So he picked a banana with ranch, and it
trust me, chat. It was nothing sexy about it.
No, very not. I had to do everything within my power to not throw up in my kitchen. FYI, banana and ranch, those flavors never mix. So it's banana, banana, ranch, banana, ranch, banana, ranch, ranch. It was terrible. So he finally did my payback. I like how he's pretending like because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. He finally did my payback and posted it today, which was if I got him up to, I think it was 50K that we were originally going for. I said if I got him up to 50K that he had to eat a donut covered in Thousand Island dressing. And the rule is you have to do 3 bites. And he ended up getting himself mini donuts, so he had to do 3 donuts.
Wow.
No. The worst part is he liked it. He was like, it's not that bad. I was like, I don't know what to say anymore. Oh, so bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry that Mike missed that. That would have been a hey Mike moment.
So the video's still up. Feel free to put it wherever you want.
That's what she said.
Oh my gosh. So here's one right here. Hey Mike, look at my treat Starbucks. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of level of degeneracy that we were working at,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really not that bad.
No, I don't think so.
No.
What's wrong with ice cream?
Nothing. Not a damn thing.
Like, hey, Mike, do you like cactuses, Mike? Do you like cactuses? So he didn't like any of this, and he got mad about it.
It broke him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you broke another human being online.
He prohibited it. He said I wasn't allowed to do it anymore. He said
that's boring.
He left your DM, your private DM group, the green room.
Twitter.
Yeah, because of that.
Twitter.
He left Twitter over phallic objects on Twitter. No. Come on now. It's ridiculous. All right, Kyle, we're going to take a look at your book again. Let's see how we're doing. And I don't know. I'm going to take a little break tonight. Maybe have some dinner. I don't know. Let me see. 64. Wow. Geez, your book is
nice.
Cruising.
Heck yeah.
It's got $400 in like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Congratulations.
That beats.
I'm telling you.
Mike Miller could never do this.
No.
Like
every time people get eyes on his book, it just starts rolling. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's well worth it. I mean, that
it absolutely is.
Obviously, this is going to be a 6-figure biatch situation.
Hell yes.
Pretty sure.
Deserves to be 100%.
Oh, we have a bet at 6 figures too. It's a much nicer one.
What's your bet at 6 figures?
So if it hits 6 figures, we both have to go out and get an expensive bottle of wine to make sure that we can both drink it together.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool.
Which sucks because I do 2 jobs, so I really don't need this expensive bottle of wine, but we're going to make it work.
Yeah. I bought a bottle of Cristal, for our wedding anniversary. It's just, I've never had Cristal, but, Biggie Smalls drinks it, or used to.
Gotta be good, right?
It's got to be good, If it's good enough for little Kim, it's got to be good enough for my girl. So I got a bottle of that. We're saving that for our 2nd anniversary this November. Should be good.
Oh, happy pre-anniversary.
Yeah, we got a ways to go here.
Yeah, I think if Kyle can whoop Lone Star Heart of the Hero, which was Mike's first campaign, I think that would be fitting. And then by the time, maybe even whipping the first Graveyard Shift, we raised 106 on our first campaign. So that would be great as well. But by the time that his second campaign runs around, it would be great if Kyle just clobbers Mike again. 160. Maybe this one. Enough time and effort. But, modest goals. Beat Mike first book.
That is a modest goal. So congratulations to you. You are continuing to beat him. Like every time somebody, like if success were a belt, you know, if it were Daddy's belt, every time I look, another few lashings come down on Mike's rear end. $120,313 USD. Congratulations, John. Mike is in the rearview mirror now. I mean, you're passing him by. You're waving bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Why was I ever even concerned with this person ever?
Yeah. Congratulations.
Why did I see him as a threat? No, again, thank you to everyone in chat, everyone that's been backing this, and thanks to Ethan, you know, for all your guys' support. It you know, it's completely appreciated, and I don't take it lightly. So thank you.
Zach's in the chat. He's pretty impressed.
And thank you, Richard. I'm sure Richard's dropped it a couple times as well on his show. Thank you very much.
He said the stream's changed a lot. The last time he checked in, it was about a fat guy giving a diet advice.
Yeah. Well, listen, this show, I have many topics. I get around the magazine, you know, of current culture. So, you know, you never know what to expect. There's always something new. Congratulations to both of you, especially congratulations to Kyle Ritter, who is doing phenomenal here. We want to get him to 65,000 tonight. If you haven't backed this comic book, make sure that you get your copy while you still can. And by the way, this version is signed. You want to get this version, the $50 version. Yeah. Starblade's main cover signed. Of course you do. You know, there are other versions if you want. You can get the main cover not signed, and you can get the women. You got to get all of them. Hold on, is there a way that you can get all of them? Oh yeah, look, I want one of everything for only $200. You're going to receive all of these comics. Obviously, do that if you can afford it. God bless you all. Wait a second here. Let me get back to my StreamYard. Okay. God bless you all. Kyle, God bless. Oh, why is Shay in timeout? What happened?
Sorry.
Oh.
So a hazard of trying to balance this on my steering wheel is when it fell, it decided to close everything out and I dropped.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Congratulations to everyone here except for Donald, who's mad at me because I didn't get to his Brutus. Donald, I will get to you next time. I'm sorry. It's too many campaigns. It's too many campaigns at once.
It's all good. John and Kyle are the stars of the show right now.
Yeah,
No. Donald is a star. We appreciate you taking a back seat on this one, Donald. Donald, let me get you on ComicsGate Presents sometime soon.
I was trying to be humble, John.
What's that?
I was trying to be humble like my idol, Ethan.
No, you don't need humility. Come on my show and we'll talk about your book. Both of them, Vestige and Brutus.
Most certainly. I'll I might be back tonight. I don't know. We'll see. I might start drinking now. I would
or show up on the Jack show tonight, Ethan. I think we're starting at 11.
Yeah. Congratulations to everyone here except for Donald. Headrock quotes me tonight. It's so stupid. My channel is dumb.
Story of my life, Headrock.
I don't think I'm gonna come on the Jack show, especially not after I've been drinking. I'd really like to just get an old Humphrey Bogart movie out with my sweetie pie and open a bottle of wine. So that's what I'm hoping tonight is.
That's fantastic taste.
Yeah. Love to you all. I appreciate you and thank you. Keep supporting these comics. If you haven't yet, do it. If you haven't done it to the degree that you feel like you should, go back and buy more copies. People who buy multiple copies of these books, I think, are going to find that they can make a little bit of a profit on them on eBay. So think about doing that as well.
It's only the 15th. I mean, you have another 15 days before you have to make rent. So go ahead and spend that paycheck.
That's not good advice. Just make sure that you can afford it. All right, everyone. Love you, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.